When you want to get off that darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Earth from a bird's eye view. You should grow feathers and see this too. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. When you want to get off the darkest ground, but gravity pulls you straight down. Clear sky.
I need to change this setup, but there we go. Anyways, good evening, good morning, everyone. Hello, everybody. Welcome to what is a brand new stream. I think that should do it, but whatever way works, but I'll try and work it out. But anyways, welcome, everybody, to what is a brand new stream. It is the one that all us guys have been looking forward to all summer. It is the Championship 2024-2025 fixture list watch along. They're just about to be released right now, and that is exactly why, yes, even though I know this is way too early for my liking, I thought I'd obviously do this for you guys. I'm looking forward to this, and of course, I'm not just exactly what I did last summer. I'm not just covering Plymouth Argyle. I'm also covering the other 23 clubs that we are facing this season in the Championship, as well, as I'm not just joined by myself representing Plymouth at the moment. We are joined by Mitchell, obviously representing Sheffield Wednesday, and Connor representing Derby County. Before we go into it, how are we feeling, guys, coming into this stream?
Pretty rough with the time, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Early predictions. Who do you guys reckon you'll get first game of the season?
Oxford.
Mitch is saying Oxford.
But I haven't actually. I had just loaded up the thing that showed us where we are, but I haven't seen it yet actually. So I've gone Sheffield United at home.
Okay, that's an interesting one.
I don't know if it's what I want. It's kind of what I want because I think it's the best time to play them, given they've just come down the way they have. So
Yeah, no, fair enough. It was interesting. I went Sheffield United at home as well, but because we've been home 2 on the trot now, I wouldn't be shocked if we're away this time, first time. But either way, though, I've just as I put in the pinned comments this morning, early this morning when I got back from Newquay watching England. Remember, guys, just so you know, don't spoil, give us clues about the championship fixtures. If any of you are ahead of us already, if you know them, because they're obviously going to be released now, and I don't. That's just a reminder for you all there. Please, feel free to spoil League One or League Two, though, because that I'm not bothered about at all. Just the championship, though, meanwhile, we are going to go through week by week, because obviously I'm not just going through us. We're going to go through every single club to see who they get week by week. And as you can see from the thumbnail, I'm just going to move our camera shots briefly, guys. Yeah, all the 24 clubs are in the thumbnail, obviously. Our badge in the background there. And the reason why the 3 biggest badges are Bristol City, Portsmouth and Stoke are obvious reasons why. Stoke because of Shuey, Bristol City because of the West Country, and Pompey because it's Pompey. So let's get onto this then, guys. This is going to be a mental stream. So I am now going to get the EFL website up now. So this will be interesting indeed. So I will be sharing that screen in a second. I'm looking forward to this indeed.
just a quick thing. Unsurprising to see for us that we're at home on Boxing Day to West Brom. I think
Connor's already mentioned his Boxing Day stream, but we'll get more into that when we get
probably the most any Derby fan will. That's probably the most predictable fixtures. West Brom at home on Boxing Day.
Okay.
I have seen Wednesday's got first game.
Right. We'll go on to Boxing Day when we get there. But right, let's go through this then, guys, week by week. Here we go. EFL schedule confirmed for 2024-25 season. Right. Here we go. The 2024-25 EFL fixtures are out. How can I access the fixtures? Click here to see the full fixtures. Right. How do I? Right. Here we go. Okay, so Derby are away to Blackburn for the first game, and Preston take on Sheffield United. Right, we are now on the championship fixtures, so now we can get underway. Let me just, I think I've got the wrong screen up by accident, so let me just get it up again. I think that should do it. Yeah, here we go. Right, Blackburn Derby on opening game for the first round. So I'm typing these in on my phone, guys, as I go along, so I know all these are off my heart. But that's the first 2 that have come out. Derby are away to Ewood Park, and Preston are taking on Sheffield United at home. Well, how do you feel about that then, Connor? Ewood Park away for your first game of the season.
On a personal level, because I'm on holiday the first weekend, I wanted a home game, but it doesn't. I guess it is on Sky. I've seen that. It's a decent game to start. I mean, the way Blackburn ended last season, one of the teams is probably going to be, you never know in the Championship. One of the teams that I guess we're looking at as eyeing up to try and finish above in the table. Certainly, someone we're looking might be relegation candidates like ourselves. So, yeah, I mean, it's a decent start to the season in that sense.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Let's see who everybody else has got. So we got Blackburn Derby, Preston Sheffield United, Cardiff taking on Sunderland at Ninian Park, the Cardiff City Stadium, Hull taking on Bristol City, Leeds taking on Portsmouth. That's going to be some fixture right there at Ellen Road. Middlesbrough taking on Swansea. So we've got one of the favourites taking on the League One champions. Millwall taking on Watford. I believe we've just seen Oxford taking on Norwich. We do. QPR taking on West Brom. Oh my God, we haven't appeared yet. Mitchell, it could be us Wednesday, first game of the season. Yeah. Oh my God. Well, we'll get on to that. So that's Blackburn, Preston, Cardiff, Hull, Leeds, Middlesbrough, Millwall, Oxford, QPR, Stoke taking on Coventry. First game there, a West Midlands clash. We are away to Hillsborough on the opening game of the season.
What's weird about that, though,
away
is
to Danny Roll on the opening game of the season.
It's a 4 p.m. kickoff on a Sunday as well.
That's a Sky kickoff as well. I'm not surprised. That's a Sky clash. And Luton taking on Burnley to wrap up opening day. So, well, history is repeating itself for Argyle. The last 3 seasons we have been against a Yorkshire club on opening game, and this season is no exception as well. Away this time, because in 21-22 we had Rotherham first game of the season away. Season after that, 22-23, Barnsley at home. Last season, Huddersfield at home. I thought we'd have an away game as well, because we've been at home 2 seasons in a row now, and we are starting off with Sheffield Wednesday away against Danny Roll, a ground that has not been kind to us in the last few seasons. So it will be interesting to see how we do there on opening game. But yeah, obviously we both went up together and we're facing each other on opening day. So that wraps up opening day.
That's a fair point you just make there, actually, about because we've also been at home the past 2 opening days. So I guess it makes sense.
We always get drawn at home first game season. Every season. We was at home last season. The 2 seasons in League One at home first game.
Yeah. We were at home to we were at home to Oxford on 2 seasons ago, and then at home to Wigan last season. Differing results, having lost on the opening day last year. So
yeah, no, absolutely. Well, that's my predictions gone out the window already, because I said Sheffield United at home, and that hasn't quite happened, has it? So there we go. Morning, Caitlin. How are we doing?
I think Sheffield United at home was everyone's pick, because you want to play them when they're, they've just come down.
That's very true. That's very true indeed. Like,
of course, Wednesday when they're going to get Sheffield United at home on the opening day for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Nah.
That would be interesting to see when that happens, actually, the Steel City derby. I'm actually looking forward to see that as a neutral.
All I know is we are away first to Sheffield United in the first fixture.
Okay. Bolton's got Leyton Orient away, League One, first game of the season. That will be an interesting one for them indeed. We go on to round 2 now. And kicking off round 2, we have Bristol City taking on Millwall at Ashton Gate. And then Burnley taking on Cardiff for their opener at Turf Moor. So Cardiff will fancy a trip up to Lancashire. Coventry taking on Oxford. And after all the drama that happened over the last few seasons, Derby's first game at home is against Middlesbrough.
Yeah, well, I'm sure it will be a relatively feisty affair for us.
Yeah.
There's no love lost between the ownership of the clubs. I think it's something that I guess, in some ways, a lot of people want to put to bed. Off the field issues, off the field argument. We've got no other reason to really dislike Middlesbrough, but I guess a club that sues you when you're in administration, that will never be forgotten, I guess, in these parts. So yeah, it could be very, very interesting. Could be very, very interesting opening home game of the season for us.
Yeah, no, that's very true. And what about the rest of it? So we've got Norwich taking on Blackburn, and we've got Hull, second game of the season at home, of course, where we confirmed our survival end of last season, and we're taking them on again in 2 months' time. So a repeat of that clash, that will be interesting. And Pompey's first game at home is against none other than Rob Edwards' Luton. So that will be Luton's first game of the season away from home at Fratton Park. And then we've got Sheffield United taking on QPR. And Wednesday for you there, Mitchell, are away to Sunderland for their opening away game.
Not an away game that I wanted first.
Well, this is what you got a long one over to get over.
One point I will mention is the fact that Portsmouth and Luton have played each other in so many divisions, but this will be the first time they played each other in the second tier I think since at the very least sort of the early 2000s. Not sure the exact year they would have, last been in the championship together or the second tier, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll be maybe about 2004 time.
Yeah, no, that'll be interesting to see because obviously, last few seasons ago, us, Portsmouth, Luton, and Oxford, we're all in League Two together, and it just shows how far we come. And now we're in the Championship together. It's mental. What have we also got? We got Swansea taking on Preston. We have got Watford taking on Stoke for their first game at Vicarage Road. That's another derby to look out for in coming up is the M1 derby. And then Leeds travel to the Hawthorns in a potential predictions promotion clash right there at the very start of the season. So that's round 2 confirmed. We now go on to round 3. And round 3 kicks us off with Blackburn taking on Oxford and Bristol City taking on Coventry. So that's 2 in a row on the trot there for Bristol City being at home. Hull taking on Millwall and then Borough taking on Pompey. So 2 promoted sides in a row there for Middlesbrough.
Long way to travel for Pompey, that.
That is. It is indeed. Norwich taking on Sheffield United. Preston taking on Luton. And we are away to QPR, a ground that, obviously, I'm not a fan for them for obvious reasons why, for their dislike on Chelsea. But that is an away day I do look forward to, literally because of that. So that will be interesting to go to in August. So there we are, a trip to London at the end of August for us. And then Sheffield Wednesday take on Leeds at home in a massive game for Yorkshire at Hillsborough.
If I remember right as well, we had them third game of last season as well, but away.
You did? Yeah, you did. That was a good point for you guys. Very good point for Wednesday, considering the start.
Especially under one of the worst managers I've ever seen at us.
Yeah. Good old Zisco. He didn't do very well, did he?
And now he's managing a team in Conference League.
Yeah, there we go. Just shows anything can happen in football. So there we are. Stoke taking on West Brom. So that's another West Midlands clash there. Sunderland's taking on Burnley. And then we've got the South Wales derby at the Liberty Stadium. One of the fixtures.
Obviously, they've only got the opening day on TV so far. That will be on TV.
Yeah, that'll be on TV.
Well, even if it's not moved,
and then Derby. Speaking of which, and Derby are away to Watford for their 3rd game of the season, down to Hertfordshire.
Yeah, a place that we haven't gone to with fans for quite a long time. The only time we've been in the Championship with them in recent years was during the COVID season. So, yeah.
And now we go on to round 4. Oh, we've got the East Lancashire derby for round 4 then. Another one that I think that will surely 100% be on TV. Burnley taking on Blackburn at Turf Moor. Then we have Cardiff taking on Middlesbrough. Coventry taking on Norwich. And Derby are home against Bristol City for their 2nd home game at Pride Park.
Yeah.
So that's the one of the West Country guys coming to Pride Park. Leeds taking on Hull in another Yorkshire clash there. Luton taking on QPR. And Sheffield Wednesday are away to Millwall. An early trip to the den for Danny Roll.
I'll take that this early on, to be fair.
Yeah. Oxford taking on Preston. Oh, and we've got Shuey at home, 4th game of the season. The game that I thought would be our final game of the season, but bring it on nevertheless. I am very much excited for that.
Well, I mean, at least you could still play Stoke last game of the season.
Yeah, could do. Just depends on when we get to her.
Exactly.
last game of the season. So depends how the EFL's jumbled it up this time. Pompey have Sunderland at home. Of course, a former EFL trophy final, of course, that Pompey won at the end. Started a little bit of a rivalry between the two clubs. And then Sheffield United taking on Watford at Bramall Lane. And then West Brom taking on Swansea. And that wraps up round 4. And that wraps up August in a nutshell. Now, obviously...
onto the opening, onto the first international break.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
We are indeed. Obviously...
although I think we'd be best probably not talking about international football.
After last night,
unless we want
after last night, especially.
Change the tone of the,
I got back from Newquay at 1:30 in the morning, and I was not very happy. Right, so we go on to September then for round 5. So Derby taking on Cardiff at home there.
Snowgate, bring it on.
And Blackburn taking on Bristol City. Let's see what we've got. Just see what we've got comments at the moment. Charlie's saying Luton will win the league, in my opinion. Josh is saying you could be right there, Charlie. Obviously, time will tell. But we go on to round 5 now. So Blackburn taking on Bristol City. Derby taking on Cardiff. Hull taking on Sheffield United. How many Yorkshire games do they want in a row here? That's 3 in a row there. Leeds taking on Burnley at Ellen Road. Middlesbrough taking on Preston. So, just a reminder, obviously, our first 2 away games are at Hillsborough and Loftus Road, while our first 2 home games are against Stoke and Hull. Millwall taking on Luton at the Den. Oxford taking on Stoke. And we have Sunderland for our next home game. So that's going to be an interesting one indeed. For round 5, obviously, we had Blackburn at home that time, last time out. So that's 8 for round 5. Pompey taking on West Brom at Fratton Park. And then we go on to Sheffield Wednesday taking on QPR at Hillsborough. 2 clubs we've already faced at this time, and they're now facing each other at Hillsborough there. Cifuentes travelling to take on Danny Roll. 2 managers that have heavily impressed me last season. Taking each other on at Hillsborough.
And 2 teams, I'm going to say it now, we're finishing the top half of the table.
You know what? You know what's interesting, Mitch? I've actually got that written down so far as well, so you're not the only one.
I think in my early predictions, I've got QPR to maybe just miss out on top half.
Yeah.
But after thinking about it, might put them in the top half.
Swansea taking on Norwich. Watford's taking on Coventry, which wraps up round 5 for you there, guys. It's different this time because last season we had the opening 5 games. The opening 5 games and then the international break before round 6. And this time it's the opening 4 games and then international break and going into round 5. I have a feeling. I swear that's because of the Nations League. I'm pretty sure it's coming up.
I tell you what though. Obviously, although this is very much the league that we're used to being in, it is nice to be back looking at fixtures like this rather than going, "Oh, we're playing Fleetwood in August, are we?" Fleetwood. First regular season being Burton Albion, you know.
I get the feeling because Fleetwood, we never beat them, so I get the exact feeling. Charlie's got QPR 5th at the moment and Sheffield Wednesday 8th. That would be brilliant if they both finish there. Josh is saying, I think Sunderland could struggle this season, especially if they lose Clark. That will be interesting indeed.
Well, I agree. And I think, if you look last season, they really struggled in the second half of the season. It's taken them, 4 months to appoint a manager. It's not... early signs don't look amazing for Sunderland, I have to say.
Yeah. It'll be interesting for sure. We're on to round 6 now. So we have Bristol City taking on Oxford. The return of Liam Manning taking on his former club, while Pompey travel to Turf Moor. Cardiff taking on Leeds. Coventry taking on Swansea. Luton taking on Sheffield Wednesday. So, Mitchell, you will be travelling to the away ground that has all those housing estates for round 6 of the season.
But I mean, at least it's a new ground to take off for me.
Absolutely. Well, I've got, speaking of which, I have got 3 new grounds to tick off this season, and that is Luton, Sheffield United, and Burnley, fun enough. And in terms of watching it for Argyle, Pride Park, because I've obviously been before, but as a neutral. And I met up with Connor that day. Unfortunately, I didn't get the result I wanted because Ipswich won 2-0. So there we go.
I think that's the game where we both realised that Ipswich should probably do quite well in the Championship because they turned up at Pride Park over there and played the best football I've seen the team coming there in years, including the Championship season the year before.
Yeah.
Knew they were something a bit different, really.
It just sums up where they are now as well, of course, in the Premier League this season. Liverpool first game at Portman Road, of course. So what is the other fixtures we've got for round 6 then? So that's halfway we got there. So Preston taking on Blackburn, QPR taking on Millwall, and Derby are indeed away to Bramall Lane in September.
It's actually it's the exact same time we played them last time we was in the Championship, actually. It's the same weekend.
Fair enough.
And I know that because I moved up to Sheffield that weekend when I was there last time for university, and it was quite handy having Sheffield United away on the first sort of academic weekend of the year. So it's the same weekend again.
Yeah,
Pretty
no,
short
absolutely.
trip up the M1 or on the train to Sheffield.
Absolutely, for sure. QPR got Millwall there at Loftus Road. That was a Boxing Day fixture last season. It won't be this time. What is your predictions for Boxing Day, by the way? I know I don't need to ask Connor because he's already told me, but what is your predictions for Boxing Day? I've gone with Cardiff so far. I think it'll be an exact repeat of last season, but I will find out.
What teams have not been...
So you've had so far...
Well, I know we're going to be away Boxing Day because we're always away Boxing Day.
Okay.
Every single season, you'll see Wednesday away on Boxing Day.
Well, so far you've had us, Sunderland, Leeds,
Luton,
Millwall, QPR, and Luton.
It would be good to see the Steel City Derby on Boxing Day, but the police won't allow that.
Oh, yeah, true.
Go on, I'll say Pompey.
Pompey on Boxing Day? That would be interesting. Be a long travel for Pompey on Boxing Day, for sure.
I highly doubt they'll do. Usually on Boxing Day, they'll always give a fixture that's relatively local.
Pompey away or Burnley away?
Oh, Burnley away could be a shout, to be fair. That wouldn't surprise me.
That could work. More likely than Pompey.
Yeah, definitely more likely than Pompey.
I don't think they'd give anybody like a really long trip on Boxing Day because it's the date it is. They usually give you something a bit closer.
Sheffield United derby, Stoke taking on Hull. Oh, okay. We've got West Brom away and Sunderland taking on Middlesbrough for the Tyne Tears derby. No, sorry, not Tyne Tears derby. The Tees Weir derby. My mistake. And then we are away at the Hawthorns taking on former Janner himself once more, Alex Palmer. Drew 0-0 there last time. Great result last time. Be interesting to see what happens this time. And we now go on to round 7 at the end of September, where Blackburn take on QPR at Ewood Park. And Derby's next home game is against Norwich.
Yeah. I guess I don't really know what to say about that one. It just feels like an inaugural Championship game. Now we're in the 7th game of the season.
It does sound like your typical Championship game, doesn't it?
Well, we've played Norwich a number of times in the Championship. It's not really a surprise. I think I'm not sure how many people are happy to see us back. Maybe after many times have been there. But I think for a lot of people, seeing Derby on their fixtures again will be a crude reminder of them being in the Championship, because quite frankly, we're usually in this league. We had the last time we had a 14-year stint. So
I'm looking forward to returning to Pride Park, to be fair. I had a great time last time, so that'll be interesting. Might have to do another 4 a.m. start again, Connor, so I got most of the day there.
well,
Because it turned out to work in my favour, but we'll see what happens closer to the time. We will find out when, of course, we go to Pride Park this season. But yeah, no, so far we're for round 7. We have Blackburn, QPR, Derby, Norwich, Hull taking on Cardiff travelling to the MKM, and then Leeds taking on Coventry, Middlesbrough taking on Stoke, Millwall taking on Preston, Oxford taking on Burnley, and I've just seen who we've got there. We have got Luton at home for our game for round 7, so I'm going to be very excited to be there for that one. Pompey have Sheffield United at home, so both of us have 2 of the relegated clubs that weekend in round 7. 6, 7, that's 9 fixtures for round 7 so far. And Wednesday have West Brom at home, the match that last season nearly almost guaranteed confirmed their survival under Danny Roll. A late one last time, an early one this time. Oh, and speaking of Wednesday, Jake's joined the stream.
Evening, lads.
You all right, mate?
I know it's morning, but I always say evening.
Mate, it feels it's too early, isn't it? I agree.
How are you all doing?
Not bad. We're just going through the fixtures. We're on round 7 at the moment. So you've got West Brom at home for round 7.
Well, that could be interesting if Josh Windass doesn't stay.
Yeah, you've got us on opening day. We're coming to you guys on opening day.
But nice long journey for you.
Exactly. Get Hillsborough over and done with. And like Mitchell said, it's on a Sunday as well, so it's going to be on bloody Sky as well.
Yeah, which is nice.
So
Which is nice in one sense, because it gets that opening feel, and we hope that everyone it's a good game, because the last time we played, it had been quite good games.
Yeah,
I don't want to be pedantic, but actually every game in the EFL is on Sky on the opening day of the season.
Yeah, it is, isn't it?
True.
Because of the new deal.
Because of a new deal, but yeah, I think in terms of a championship, if you look at the fixtures that are on, you've got the Monday night game, which I can't remember, but obviously you've got the Plymouth game on the Sunday, and I know that we're on Sky on the Friday night against Blackburn.
You know what? I've looked at the league. I think it's going to be quite open this year.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah, I think of the teams that have come down, I don't think any of them are people who you're going to... Burnley maybe, but I don't think you're going to get some massive... You don't really get massive spenders. I think Luton aren't that side. Sheffield United are almost bankrupt.
They're screwed at a minute. They
Burnley,
can't even get free agents.
So... I think that does it. And I think also as well, obviously Oxford have done some decent business already. And the other 2 sides, I guess, that have come up in Portsmouth and us, whilst maybe lacking with business. Maybe Portsmouth have done a bit. We haven't done anything yet, but I hope we obviously will do in the coming weeks. But 2 relatively big sides in terms of the Football League, with some decent resources. So, yeah, when you've got some decent sides coming up and you've got some, I guess it's unfair to call them poor sides coming down, but...
I think it's less poor. It was more predictable that was coming down, in a sense.
I feel like last year when you had Leeds coming down, when you had Leicester coming down, you had Southampton coming down. I think you just knew that the amount of money that they'd have and the amount they were going to spend was going to be very, very difficult for the teams that were in the Championship already. I don't get the same feeling necessarily from the teams that are coming down this time round.
Yeah, there's not a big
wealth gap.
Not
that I think that Luton will be poor or anything.
There isn't a big wealth gap like there's been in the past, is there?
No, and it's that's welcome. You know,
it makes it an opening. It makes it a nice opening group, because for the last couple of seasons, teams have come down, and you're like, well, they're going to spend huge, so we're not going to have a chance. So it should make it a really open season. It's just you look at some
I
of the
feel
teams
like it's
that
one of
struggled.
those championships as well where you don't really know who to predict as the bottom three.
No.
Because sometimes you just have a feeling of that team's poor, that team's poor. It's quite hard to know with the three promoted sides. The only side that I do think will be in the bottom three, and people aren't going to like to hear it on here, be coming on here,
Oh,
but
here
I
we
have thought
go.
that Liverpool
Here
will
we
finish in the bottom
go.
three. Well,
I think
for me, it's a case of second season syndrome, which happens to a lot of sides to get promoted, along with a lack of championship experience in general and some pretty terrible form in the second half of the season.
it all depends on how. I hate to say
Alongside
this
Wayne
to you,
Rooney,
lad.
who's as much as I liked him as Derby manager, for his last two seasons in the Championship, he has got teams relegated.
Yeah.
He
In
has.
part or in full.
But as much as you're not going to like this, Jack, you
Okay,
are
go
going to
for
be
it. Yes,
known
tell me what.
as Wayne Rooney's Plymouth Argyle now. That is your new name.
It is. It is. Well, to be honest, the way I've reacted to it so far is that yes, his time at Birmingham was obviously second to none other than awful. Obviously got them relegated at the end of the day. But you look at it at the same time also that only one or two of their players fought for that badge under him. I know similar situation with us under Foster because we didn't want to play under him. That got him the sack eventually. But I can't see just one or two of our players fighting for that badge under Wayne Rooney. But time will tell. We will see.
I mean,
Wayne Rooney knows that this gamble is either going to be absolutely exceptional or an absolute disaster. It's one of those. Like
It's early doors.
So we know that he'll be gone after about 14, 15 games if it starts drastically wrong. But time will tell. Time will tell.
It's just perhaps fairer to look at his time at Derby probably than Birmingham.
Exactly, and that's what I was just about to say.
Which was substantially better despite the relegation. Well, it's easy to say relegation, but obviously when you've got a 21-point deduction and you finish 17th in real terms, I guess, in the league, it's a bit with the squad that he had, which although he did have some decent players in it, was made up of about 50% youth players.
You were doomed from the start, basically.
And
even before we got the points deduction, we knew we were going to get a points deduction. We thought it would just be the 9 points that we were getting for the EFL charge that we knew was coming. But even without that, we thought we were going to struggle. I remember being there on the opening day that season at home to Huddersfield. We drew 1-1. It was only 15,000 there at Pride Park, which is the lowest attendance we've had in the history of the club at Pride Park.
Yeah.
It was partially we had a closed ticket office because of COVID and because of Mel Morris. So that was why it was so low, which is why a lot of these accounts aren't counting those. You know, the attendance accounts that say they don't count those 3 games for Derby because our ticket office was closed. And our season ticket holders actually had to claim tickets for free off the club. With online COVID passes and stuff, it was a nightmare.
Here's the thing with Derby for next season.
I remember we came away from that game, and both us and Huddersfield fans went, "We're both going down." As it was, we went down. They ended up finishing 3rd in the league.
I think it's the thing.
I remember the morale because both us and Huddersfield were in a relegation battle the season before.
You know, Huddersfield have been on that brink for a while.
They have,
and it's just happening now. But I think Derby, if they can do what Paul Warne did when you nicked him from Rotherham that season, you could do okay. Very good at picking up players.
Yeah, I mean, some of the links we've had have been decent. It's scarcely believable, some of the loan links and stuff. Some in the nose stuff, you can't ever trust it fully. We haven't done anything yet, so I sort of judge it when we do stuff, I guess. You see a lot of other clubs doing things and you start to panic going, when are we going to do things? But I have learned with the club over the last 2 years that news is becoming a bit watertight here. And to be honest, not much gets out. So there's a potential we could be doing stuff that hasn't been picked up by the media.
That's very true. That's very true. Well, we've got Daryl and Harvey joining us for the time being, but it's interesting. Connor actually says that he hasn't got us to do great at the moment because I've actually, funny enough, I've actually got well, not exactly funny enough, but I've got Derby in my bottom 3 at the moment so far. So it's just a case that I hope we both.
No, I
prove
mean,
each other
I
at this
understand
point.
why. I mean, people will look at Paul Warren's less than decent championship record. They'll look at our aging squad, and they'll also look at the fact that we've done absolutely nothing. So it's fair enough.
Yeah. Yeah, my bottom 3 at the moment are Derby, Blackburn, and Sunderland, but we will see what happens, of course. What has the rest of the chat said for the time being while we were talking about that? Nat's joined the chat. Morning, lads. Charlie saying about last season, Sheffield United were relegated before the season started. Josh Russell, wasn't difficult for us. That Ipswich, of course. Alex Griffin, can't imagine being in the Championship. Obviously, yeah, Premier League for him. Liverpool first game. Nat, lol, Alex. And then, yeah. Charlie, if Blackburn lose Schmodix, they are down. Plymouth 14th, slow but steady progression. I'll take that, Charlie. I'll absolutely take that because I've got a 17th for the moment, so I'll absolutely take that. And Nat's saying I'll take a mid-table finish this season. So,
I feel like Sheffield Wednesday would do a lot better, in my opinion.
So do I. I think Wednesday will do better.
Here's the thing. You've got to remember we have 2 factors that go against us. One is we don't want to over believe, and 2, we got an owner that's a nutcase.
You can go with your dad.
To be honest, an overachievement would that seem like a little bit of a negative on the same point as well?
One thing I'm concerned about, but my one concern with Wednesday would be is that you've had all this momentum under roll in the second half of the season. There's an expectation you're going to finish in the top half. I've heard some Wednesday fans say we might make a playoff push. What happens if you play the first 3 or 4 games of the season, you lose them all, you get into that poor run of form? Do you just end up? And I'm not saying, and I know every fan base has this, but Wednesday do have a tendency to really start to lose it with their manager from the stand when it goes into a bad run of form. And you do worry about that. Now, if they start well, you're not going to have that issue.
Also, you've got to remember, Roll's only done management for 6 months. This will be full, proper pre-season, the lot way, doing it all. So for us, it's seeing what he can do and build on what he's already done. And the problem is, he's actually put himself quite well in the shop window with doing the Euros, because a lot of people have gone, he's actually really intelligent with what he says. And I think the thing we've now got that thing, we're worried if it doesn't go right, or if he doesn't get backed by Chansiri in whatever way, you go, well, I've made myself look decent here. See ya. Yeah. And not him saying it, just in the sense that for us, it'll be nice to have a bit of a pre-season with some actual stability. Because we didn't have that last season. I think
somebody said earlier, though, I think this might well be the hardest championship to predict in a number of years.
Yeah. Definitely.
I agree with that one.
It's very, very hard to call who's going to be anywhere.
Well, seasons was the hardest.
Yeah, no, for sure. We will continue round 7 for the time being. So, reminder we've got for round 7: Blackburn, QPR, Derby, Norwich, Hull, Cardiff, Leeds, Coventry, Middlesbrough, Stoke, Millwall, Preston, Oxford, Burnley, us against Luton, Pompey against Sheffield United, Wednesday against West Brom, Swansea against Bristol City, 2 clubs that don't pretty much like each other, and then Watford taking on Sunderland at Vicarage Road.
Most of these games as well will be live due to the new deal as well.
Yeah, that's very true. And that is the end of September. So we go on to round 8 for October. So we'll now move on to that now. We are away at Turf Moor for round 8 of the season to kick off October, while Cardiff take on Millwall.
Have fun.
Liam can't do midweek games, Jack, so that's 1 done.
Oh, God, yeah, he will not be happy about that then.
Yeah,
Coventry taking on Blackburn. Coventry taking on Blackburn. Luton taking on Oxford in a Central England clash there. QPR taking on Hull at Loftus Road, while Sheffield United host Swansea. So that'll be with Sheffield United being at home there. Wednesday will be away. Derby are away at the Stadium of Light that weekend.
Yeah. I think that's only the second time we'll have played them since 2008, I think.
Yeah, that's very true. West Brom taking on Borough at the Hawthorns for round 8 of the season. And then we go on to Bristol City hosting Sheffield Wednesday.
Yeah.
Tough game for you, isn't it?
Trip to
That is a tough one.
Ashingate.
A tough one, that.
Norwich taking on Leeds.
What time is that again?
Ooh.
It's a Wednesday night at 7:45. Norwich taking on Leeds. Preston taking on Watford. And Pompey travel to face Stephen Schumacher and Stoke.
Off they go to Stoke.
They could probably win that. No,
That is
I
round
think
8
they could win
summed
that as
up
well.
in a nutshell. So there we are. We now move on to round 9 on Saturday, the 5th of October, which starts with the 7-side derby between Bristol City and Cardiff.
That'd
Where,
be
in
good.
a nutshell,
that is
England take on
immediately going to
Wales.
get changed to
That's a
12.
guy.
That's
Yeah,
going to get changed.
that's a 12 kickoff.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me at all.
Yeah, definitely.
What's Josh said in the comment section with the time in? I actually don't think Wednesday will do as well as some are saying. That will be interesting
play.
to see. Just depends. And I was saying this to Mitchell the other day, actually. There has been managers in the past before in different leagues where they've done brilliantly, signed the contract, and then it doesn't go as well for them. That's the one thing that Roll will want to avoid, of course, coming into this season.
Well, I think, as I said earlier, I think on paper it looks decent for Wednesday.
Also, remember,
but
it's our second season as well.
Unfortunately, football isn't played on paper, and
No.
And sometimes things don't obviously go as you'd like. But there's no reason to think that Wednesday will, be in serious relegation trouble. But that doesn't mean they won't be.
It all depends on what we recruit. If we recruit well and stuff, and say if we are losing, say a Josh Windhouse.
Well, the recruitment so far has been pretty good, I'd say.
It's been decent. We just at the minute we've got 0 midfielders. We've got 35-year-old Barry Bannon.
We've got a very similar situation with on the no midfielder front.
Yeah, I think it's, for me, anything. A mid-table finish is fantastic after what we did last season, but I think we have to, as fans, be very wary. It rolls first full season, second season syndrome, and let's not get too high kind of thing, because I think there's an ability of getting too high and going, well, he did this last season. That season's done now. You're starting afresh. And it's his own players as well.
I think if you view it in a Wednesday perspective of, can we finish 10 points better off than last year? Can we finish 5 or 6 places better off than last year? That'd be a better way of judging it than going all mid-table, top half. Because if you don't achieve that, you might start.
Yeah,
thinking you want to achieve when you still improved.
Absolutely. So round 9 we've got Bristol City, Cardiff, a Lancashire match there between Burnley and Preston. Another one that
could be a Friday kickoff.
Coventry taking on Wednesday, while Derby hosts QPR.
Yeah, a favourite fixture for both clubs. That one.
You can say haven't Derby beaten QPR a few times.
Norwich taking on Hull. We have Blackburn at home, Harvey, for round 9 of the season. Bit similar time to this to last time out with round 5. So there we go. Portsmouth taking on Oxford. 2 promoted clubs going against each other there.
Sky could potentially televise that game.
And also Sheffield United taking on Luton. 2 relegated clubs.
Two nearly promoted sides.
You know what? You've got 3 Sky games there. You've got Pompey, Oxford. You've got the Lancashire Derby. And then you've got
Sheffield United, Luton, 2 newly relegated. So you make it 4.
Yeah. 4 Sky games, actually, because of the 7-side derby as well.
Because they will be moving a lot of games to 12. They will be moving a lot of games to 12:30.
Yeah,
this year for Sky.
Sky might decide
to show multiple games.
And the next match, and this will be interesting for Daryl. This is Daryl's scum match of the Championship. Sunderland hosting Leeds for round 9 of the season.
It's made that one's early.
And then, speaking of,
I will point out that I don't think anybody
Middlesbrough are away.
That's either got Sunday afternoon or a Monday night. That's one.
Middlesbrough are away to Watford that weekend. So, an exact repeat, they're at Watford again for round 9, while Swansea take on Stoke. And the last one of round 9 is West Brom hosting Millwall at the Hawthorns. So we now go on to round 10 in the middle of October. We are away to Cardiff. So we are not getting Cardiff on Boxing Day this time. So that is the first. So that is my Boxing Day predictions wrong.
No, don't say Dar.
I was going to say you've still got an away game.
Yeah, no. So don't tell me who we've got. We have not.
You don't want to know.
Having Cardiff on Boxing Day this time out. Right. Here's my prediction now. I reckon we're going to get Swansea on Boxing Day. It wouldn't shock me in the slightest.
I'll let you hold that prediction.
I think it'll be Swansea, but we will find out. We will find out. Round 10, Blackburn, Swansea, Cardiff against us, Hull taking on Sunderland.
That would be
MKM.
That could be televised, actually.
Leeds taking on Sheffield United at Ellen Road.
That one could be televised.
No, that one will be televised.
That could be a good game.
That one will be
That will be televised, meanwhile. The M1 derby between Luton and Watford.
That's got Sky written all over it. That's got a Friday night or something.
That'll definitely be televised. That's a derby for crying out loud. That's a great game, that is.
Hull versus Sunderland apparently is classed as one of Hull's nearest rivals.
It technically classed due to area. Like it's like they class Hull versus Wednesday derby, but I don't class it, is it?
Well, Hull City class both as a derby. We've got no bloody rivalry with them.
We don't have a local derby this season at all, so I'm sure we'll be.
Who's your closest this season, Connor? It's Coventry, I'm pretty sure, isn't it?
Midlands.
Yeah, but I don't think anybody. I mean, in terms of, Leeds is somebody we've always had a bit of a rivalry with. I guess.
Yeah, but who doesn't have a rivalry with
the local team that we probably have the most sort of with is probably Wednesday. We've had a lot of history with over the years in fixtures. I don't think either club particularly. I don't think there's any love lost between us. Put it that way. Not a rivalry, but I feel like because Sheffield United and Forest have their thing, it's quite easy for us on Wednesday to also have a little bit of something over the years.
Yeah, that's very true. So we got round 10, Blackburn, Swansea, Cardiff, us, Hull, Sunderland, Leeds, Sheffield United, Luton, Watford, Borough taking on Bristol City at home for round 10 of the season.
That's always 3 o'clock. So
Derby are away at the Den against Millwall.
That's
an interesting one, that, actually. We've got a good record at the Den, and they've got a good record at Pride Park. It's one of those weird games where the away team always seems to win.
That'll be 3 points apiece then, won't it? In that case.
That will be interesting to see. Oxford taking on West Brom. West Brom travelling down to Oxfordshire to go to the Kassam. Preston taking on Coventry at Deepdale. Pompey are away at Loftus Road. Sheffield Wednesday host Burnley at Hillsborough.
See, Sky might televise that because it's Burnley.
Yeah.
And Stoke taking on Norwich to wrap up round 10.
I think just remember that if you're playing Leeds, you're probably going to go on TV. Because I think Leeds were on TV over 30 times last season. So if you play Leeds, there's a good chance to be.
See, Stoke.
They'll be on 31 times this time.
QPR Portsmouth.
Yeah, that will be one for round 10 indeed, Harvey. What we got from Josh here. Also, last season it was probably a new manager bounce. They might not have that going into
so the next
this
one's going to
season.
be Wednesday games. Yeah.
Yeah, we're on to round 11 now. Tuesday night.
Yeah, so these are Wednesday games, by the way, Jack.
Pardon, Half?
These are Wednesday games.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, it already says from the Tuesday night alone, summed up.
Tuesday and Wednesday night, yeah.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Cardiff taking on Portsmouth. Hull taking on Burnley.
That's a long trip
hosting
then, ain't
Watford. 2 promoted clubs again. Derby away to Oxford at the Kassam.
Another Tuesday night game between Oxford and Derby. Very, very
Preston taking on Norwich. QPR taking on Coventry.
That went out, FC.
And Wednesday hosting Swansea for round 11 of the season. Stoke taking on Bristol City.
Are you playing any games on a Wednesday?
Probably.
Seems to be very Sheffield Tuesday at the moment.
Blackburn taking on West Brom. Luton hosting Sunderland.
Oh, that was televised last time.
We are away to Millwall for round 11, right before Halloween. What a treat just before Halloween that is for
I
us.
don't want to do Millwall. No, Millwall on a Wednesday. Ugh.
You know what? I actually didn't mind Millwall as an away. I actually quite enjoyed it. The only thing I hated was the
Yeah,
result.
because it was on a Saturday. This time it's on a Wednesday. It's even worse.
that is London on a Wednesday night.
I mean, it is
It's
London,
nice.
so
It's
it's
just
not
not
too
where you
far
wanna
for you,
be.
is it?
No.
They've done it rule reversal. So we've got Millwall on midweek instead of a Saturday, and we've got QPR on a Saturday instead of a midweek.
No. Yeah, let's just move on from that.
So yeah,
Well,
well, we are coming up to the
Indeed.
Halloween week. Fun enough, it's well, last season Halloween was round 14. This time it's round 12. I have a feeling it's a little bit delayed this time because of the Euros just happening now. So I think the season will finish later.
By the way, I'm pretty sure Halloween time is when the Carabao Cup is for round 5.
I think it is. Yeah,
I think so.
the draw for that comes out tomorrow, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah,
the
for
first
you,
game of Carabao Cup is played after the first game of the league season.
Just before Halloween, then we have Bristol City taking on Leeds for round 12.
on Saturday.
But I feel
Burnley taking on QPR. Obviously, both of them got promoted together in
which one would be
2014-15.
live?
For 2014-15.
Which one?
Coventry taking on Luton, two sides that
That one screams
final.
a live game.
I reckon that will be live after the playoff.
That one screams it.
2 seasons
Either
ago.
that or Bristol City Leeds.
And
Yeah.
Derby take on Hull at Pride Park.
Okay, I'll change my mind.
Not as interesting. Not as interesting as it would have been if Liam Rosenior was still in charge.
Mm.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
but,
yeah.
No, but Sky Sports
yeah.
do tend to do that.
That's true.
They'll pick all the
Borough
young.
are away to Norwich.
Yeah, that's 3 o'clock as usual.
Yeah, 3 o'clock.
And then
I'm
we've
always
got Ryan Lowe. Ryan Lowe returns to Home Park for Halloween.
That one could be live. Because the
I'm
Brian
always
Lowe.
prepared
No,
this
didn't
time
know
to have a lot of
that.
home games televised because I know how much
played
they
Burnley
like my
twice in
part
December.
broadcast.
The 3rd of May, we've got Coventry.
Again.
And then after us versus Preston, we have Pompey taking on Wednesday
Oh.
at Preston Park.
That's a good one.
It's a good one. I'm actually kind of happy that's a Saturday game.
Well, that was Mitchell's prediction before this stream on the opening game of the season. But this time they've got each other around Halloween.
That's a good.
Yeah,
That's a good time to get that game.
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Be interesting. Of course, Sheffield Wednesday won there last time they went to Fratton Park. Of course. Sheffield United taking on Stoke. Meanwhile, at Bramall Lane. Sunderland's taking on Oxford.
Ugh.
Oxford got a point there last time out in League One.
Yeah, I don't know why, but I don't know why, but it's the sort of game that Sky would do.
Swansea taking on Millwall.
It's literally one of those games, a championship side against a newly promoted. And on paper, it looks like one of the worst.
They do
games
some. They do sometimes. It's probably one of the games you don't expect to be live.
Yeah.
It's just
One
one
big
of
will
them.
be like.
Yeah.
We haven't got to the good old Battle of the Ports yet. And my personal biggest game of the season. We've had one of our biggest games of the season so far, or what I call the 3 biggest games of the season, Stoke, round 4, but we haven't had Pompey yet, we haven't had Bristol City yet, so there we are.
Stoke is very earlier than I thought it would be.
Stoke is very early.
I didn't expect it to be that.
By the
early.
way, Jack, Liam's going to sort me out for your game at home to Sunderland, as I'm down there anyway that day.
Oh, nice one. Yeah, that works.
He's coming down for that game.
Well, you
And
get
it's
to...
ironic. It's
you get
ironic.
to-
We're against Sunderland the next week.
Well, you get to spend
That's even better, really.
you get to spend 90 minutes at Home Park chatting shit about
No, you
Sunderland
just get
for
to-
your liking,
you get-
Daryl.
Yeah.
So now not only he gets to spend 90 minutes at Home Park watching Sunderland, but he gets to spend 90 minutes watching Sunderland again. It's just
in my living room, because I can never get tickets
Yeah.
for both away games.
Yeah.
not fun for you. Not fun.
What's Griffin
I
saying
don't
here?
know.
Liverpool at home
It'll
for
be
us. I'm
great.
looking forward to that,
It'll be
Alex.
fun
I'm
if
looking
Sunderland
forward to
get
see how
beat.
you guys take them on
Alex, you've got
opening day.
Liverpool and Man City back to back.
Welcome
to the Prem.
Welcome to the
It'd be
Premier
amazing.
League. Indeed,
You're a bit fucked there.
you're gonna need it.
Swansea
Nothing
versus
screams welcome to
Millwall.
the Premier League like a good 6-0 loss on the opening day of the season, does it?
Watford versus Blackburn. And we wrap up October with West Brom taking on Cardiff.
West Brom Cardiff. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
That's gonna be
And now
interesting.
we enter Bonfire Night month, November, for round 13. Blackburn taking on Sheffield United. Cardiff taking on Norwich.
Blackburn and Sheffield United might be televised.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't shock me.
Pompey are away to Hull.
Have fun. That's a long journey.
And we are away
Yeah.
to Leeds on round 13.
By the way, that's 9 days apart from our last away day to Leeds, Jack.
It was. Yeah, you're right. You
9
are
days
right.
apart.
We've got them in November again.
You're both travelling
Definitely.
up north on that day.
It's actually occurred to me, actually, this is the first championship season we'll have had where we haven't had an East Midlands derby since 2007.
Oh, fair
Uh,
enough.
Oh, wow.
Well, actually, I think it's
You would have had
you
one
count
if
Leicester, I think it's even like 2005.
It's the single East Midlands trend continuing. Obviously, Leicester being the only East Midlands club last time out, and now this time it's Derby.
Yeah.
It could have been Forest as well, but they stayed up. So there we go.
Which I was pleased about.
It was pretty hard not to stay up last year with some of the teams that were served up in Premier League.
Yeah. So we've got Blackburn, Sheffield United, Cardiff, Norwich, Hull, Pompey, Leeds taking on us, Luton taking on West Brom, Borough hosting Coventry at the Riverside for round 13,
Fucking bogey team.
Millwall taking on Burnley.
That
Why do I feel that would be nice? Why
There's
do
your
I feel
TV game.
Yeah.
yeah, I was going to say.
Oxford taking on Swansea, Preston taking on Bristol City in a match that I like to call the mid-table mid-off, with the way those two are going at the moment. QPR taking on Sunderland,
The 3
which
points
wraps
down,
us
isn't
up
it?
with Wednesday taking on Watford,
That's hard.
When was that?
Yeah.
when was that
and
finished?
Derby are away to Stoke.
Yeah, that's always
That's
a
your
pretty
other
local
really
one.
close game.
Midland clash.
Pretty local one to tick off always.
Midlands
Yes.
clash.
Indeed. We now go on to round 14. Bristol City taking on Sheffield United at Ashton Gate.
Sky
Leeds.
Sports football.
Leeds are away to Millwall, the match that I like to call the Hooligans Derby.
Who doesn't?
That's going to be
Yeah.
Sky Sports.
That's always
Say
in
that
Sky,
now.
isn't it? Millwall Leeds. Oxford taking on Hull, and we have Pompey at home. There we go then. On Bonfire Night on Tuesday night. I'll tell you what, I am freaking delighted that's on Bonfire Night. That is going to hype me up, guys.
Thank God it's at home. Thank God it's at home. Hallelujah.
It's
you
not
know
just that.
You know
We
the funny
usually-
thing is,
Fireworks
you know what's
expected.
funny?
We're usually
surprise
away
me.
Yeah, the fireworks are
first
gonna
and
be
then
mental.
home seconds, and this time we're home to them first.
Jack, it would be typical Sky Sports to pick a game like Oxford versus Hull instead of streaming Plymouth.
Yeah.
It's moving ahead a bit, but I've just realised that we play Leeds twice in a month, which
Oh, wow.
is
We
going to be
play Burnley twice in December. Can't fucking.
Okay.
That's
Well, we
horrendous.
will get onto that. So, yeah, Bristol City, Sheffield United, Millwall, Leeds, Oxford, Hull, us against
At least we get to
Pompey.
play them home first.
The Battle of the
Right.
Ports, the HMNB naval base battle, or as the media like to call it, the Dockyard Derby.
Yeah, of course.
Derby.
Moving on to the next game, but yeah, no, Bonfire Night for Pompey. I will take that any day of the week. I'm looking forward to that. And a Tuesday night as well.
It's a Tuesday night as well, which is even
I
better.
hope Home Park is rocking that night.
Well, there'll be plenty of
You
fireworks.
better hope so.
Yeah, we better hope
Better hope
so.
so.
Oh,
There'll be
hang
plenty of
on.
fireworks. That's
Where
just,
were we? Right.
that's just
Yeah,
off the pitch.
yeah. So yeah, we've just had those four. Yeah, what's next? QPR taking on Middlesbrough at Loftus Road,
Bombing game.
and then Wednesday have Norwich.
I am so happy this is a home game.
Yeah, for a Tuesday
Midweek
night like that as
Tuesday
well.
game. No, thank
Oh,
you.
yeah, traveling to Norwich on a Wednesday night.
No, thank you.
Swansea taking on Watford, while West Brom take on Burnley,
That's a trek for Watford on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then Blackburn
West
take
Brom,
on
Burnley.
Stoke.
And Stoke. Oh.
They'll stream
Derby
West Brom
are away
Burnley.
to Coventry. There you are, there, Connor. Coventry away
Yeah, lovely.
for a Wednesday
There's
night.
your TV game then.
I feel for you there because that was us last season as well, and it was not fun.
I don't. Might not
You
do
want
that
to
one.
wait until you get on
Being a
Boxing
Wednesday
Day
night,
then.
to be honest. And it's local, but it's not worth it. Not after the. I mean, the last time we went in the league to Coventry, one of our fans got attacked by a machete.
Oh,
Um, When we went in the league, there was. Sorry, when we went in the cup, and say a couple of months later, there was. Some of our fans tried to blow up a petrol station opposite their ground. It's a terrible.
It's not a great atmosphere, is it?
Me.
Seems a bit
I
toxic.
I dread playing Coventry. It's never.
Seems a bit toxic.
Yeah, and the last
like
two
a-
for round
Sounds
14.
like a bad version of Millwall.
Luton taking on Cardiff, and Preston taking on Sunderland. I still think we will get Swansea on Boxing Day. But
Come on,
we will
Ryan.
find out. So we now go on to round 15 on the 9th of November, where Swansea are away at Turf Moor, which is then followed by Cardiff taking on Blackburn. And there we are, Connor. We go to Pride Park in early November.
And thank God I can do that one. Yes. Thank God for that.
Until they move it to a Friday night.
Yes, hallelujah.
So Burnley, Swansea, Cardiff, Blackburn. We are away to Pride Park, so we have two.
That might not
promoted
be your
sides
Friday
in a
night game,
row.
then.
That could be Sunday, you know. It might be
Saturday morning. I wouldn't be surprised. As I was saying earlier,
Saturday,
I know
12:30
previously,
kickoff.
last time we was in the Championship, something like over half of our games at home were on Sky, and almost none of our away games. They love putting games at Pride Park on Sky because it's very good for the. We've got a load of positions for TV cameras, so they.
Well at Derby you got all the Sky cameras that the Sky lot use anyway. It's one of the things
we
Mel
use
Morris
them for our
actually
own
did well.
club's coverage. So
Yeah.
They like it. There's no maintenance for them, so they like Pride Park.
Burnley, Swansea, Cardiff, Blackburn, Derby against us, Hull taking on West Brom. So that's West Brom's trip to the MK.
You said all these. I already know what the TV game is on this one.
Oh, fair enough. Middlesbrough hosting Luton.
Oh, Middlesbrough, Luton.
Why do I think that'll get televised?
Maybe.
You wouldn't stop me.
I think it
I think
possibly
that
could.
would.
Norwich taking on Bristol City. Pompey hosting Ryan Lowe and Preston.
There's your
There it is.
That's
It's the
your
Steel
there you
City
go.
Derby for round 15
That's
at
your
Bramall
TV
Lane.
game.
That's got to be a TV game.
Yeah, that's your Friday night.
There
Yeah.
you are, Jake and Mitchell. That is your pen on the calendar.
I'm not sure about Friday night. That makes it. I'm more likely to be Saturday morning or Sunday morning.
Yeah, it's
maybe
either
Monday
Saturday or
evening.
Sunday morning.
They won't. Under no circumstance will they make that
I mean,
a Friday night or a
it's not
Saturday.
No, they'll make it either Friday night or Monday night.
Yeah.
It could be a
that's
Monday
Friday
night.
night.
That's what they
It
did with
doesn't
us
really
versus
matter. It's not
Exeter
like
on Halloween.
The thing is,
Friday night has the potential for a lot of heavy drinking. And
here's the thing. When it
screw
comes to
that.
this, but when it comes to this isn't our call. It'll be South Yorkshire Police.
Yeah. Also worth noting as well, the fact it's at Sheffield United makes it even worse because it makes it even more central in the city.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, not worse, but you know what I mean. It makes it.
It makes
harder to
organising and policing it a nightmare.
Yeah.
That's very true. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if it's on a Monday night, though, because that's exactly what happened with us versus Exeter on Halloween 2 seasons ago.
Oh, yeah.
They
We know how that went.
From what I've seen in the EFL, they really like that Sunday 12 o'clock slot for these hard to police games.
Yeah, lovely stuff.
So the other games for round 15 are Stoke taking on Millwall, Sunderland hosting Coventry, and Oxford are away to Watford, with Hertfordshire hosting Oxfordshire. Two counties not far from each other at all. That will be an interesting one indeed. I feel like that will be televised for some reason.
No.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe Sky Sports.
Maybe it could.
I think it's hard to tell because, as I said, with all the extra games you're going to get on TV, there will be some that might be on telly that might be a bit surprising.
Oh, absolutely.
You got to remember, this is
There
the
is some
first
that are very
time we've had it. You got to remember, this is the first time we're doing it with guy with an actual proper TV deal where the entire
That's very
EFL.
true.
So we don't know.
Yeah.
We can't actually predict it like we have done in the past because they're
Yeah.
going to have lots of
Yeah.
different ones that they can go to. Like Connor keeps saying,
usually you just look at
keep
each
having
week
to
and go,
remind.
pick 2 games,
Yeah.
don't you? Whereas now it's like, oh, it might be 5 or 6 that are at 12:30. It's not as easy to predict.
Absolutely,
We've got
absolutely.
international
We now
break
go
and
on
then
to round 16, where we kick off with Blackburn hosting Portsmouth at Ewood Park. Bristol City hosting Burnley, so 2 long away days there for Pompey and Burnley. Coventry hosting Sheffield United.
One of those will get televised.
That's a rough few
Yeah.
days for Sheffield United there, having the Steel City derby and then having Coventry away.
Yeah, that's just wow. That's a bit rough.
Non-stop fighting.
Yeah.
Luton
Probably
taking
avoid
on
that.
Hull. Millwall taking on Sunderland at the Den.
So what you're saying, Connor, the hooligan derby?
Well, I think
Yeah,
the hooligan.
back-to-back
I personally
hooligan.
think the hooligan derby is Millwall Leeds.
Isn't,
and we've already
isn't
had
any
that.
game
to
involving
be honest.
Coventry? Any game involving Coventry could be classed as a hooligan derby.
Millwall and Leeds are really fucking team to play.
What's after Millwall Sunderland? Borough travel to the Kassam to take on Oxford, while we take on Watford at home.
I just want you to go there, Dal, so you can just stare at the car park for 2 hours. I just want you to imagine
I think
that.
I'm travelling to fucking
How that would
Oxford.
feel.
I think I'm travelling to Oxford.
And then you can chant at someone when someone runs away with the ball. He's got the ball. He's got the ball. He's got the ball.
No,
That's something that you would do, Jack.
I did when I went to Oxford last time. It was hilarious.
Good.
I went in the 3-1 win. It was hilarious.
Lovely.
Plymouth v Watford.
That cold Tuesday night, that very cold Tuesday night, and we were 1-1 at half time.
Watford, good.
Plymouth Watford. Wasn't that your 3-3 draw, something like that?
It was,
Yes,
yeah.
that
and
was on New
I was
Year's
not
Day.
happy with that result at all because we bottled a 3-2 lead. So there we go. But
Oh,
it is what it is. Yeah, we've got them in November this time.
Playing.
you did.
So yeah, we've got Watford. Preston, Derby travel to Deepdale to take on Ryan Lowe.
That's a Lancashire.
Lovely. We've got a really good
QPR
record against
taking-
Preston, actually, historically.
Preston's
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that
QPR
we're their
taking
bogey
Stoke.
team.
Stoke are off to London on a. Oh, is that a Saturday?
I think it is a Saturday, yeah. And then Sheffield Wednesday host Cardiff at home. I mean, that's one thing we got to remember for this season is that whenever it's obvious when Wednesday at home,
Wednesday
United are
should
going to be
win.
away.
I think Wednesday could win that. Cardiff looks shit at the minute.
Swansea taking on Leeds. I do rate their manager though, Errol Buehler. I think he's phenomenal. And then West Brom taking on Norwich.
There's it.
Wait, did you say Norwich?
Yeah, Norwich are away to West Brom. Oh, here we go.
Let's be having you!
West Brom versus Norwich.
Sorry,
Jake's done the Norwich reference for us. I enjoyed our away day to Norwich. We haven't got them yet so far this campaign. The only thing I didn't like about Norwich was the defeat. So there we go.
Yeah, no, own goals FC were back in
I was
again.
not happy walking out of Carrow Road. I can promise you all that now.
Own goals FC again.
Yeah.
Wait, who's
On to
signing
round
him?
17 then. Oh, speaking of Norwich, that's when we have them then, fun enough.
Oh, what? Are you taking the piss?
So
Are you
we have
taking the
Norwich
piss?
at the
Let's
end
try
of
to do some
November.
purpose.
Burnley
I think
taking
on
on
purpose.
Coventry. Norwich on a Tuesday night. Wow.
Norwich is a deceivingly
Kill me.
difficult place to get to.
Yeah. Well,
You wouldn't
I
have,
will
you would
have to,
thought
I
it
will
is,
have
when
to
you look-
plan
when you
my
consider
travel
the
to
fact that it's
Norfolk
like-
in advance.
When you consider the state of the roads in Norfolk and lack of rail lines in there, it's quite irritating, and particularly in a midweek.
It took us ages to get out of Norwich. Talk about it,
Yeah.
bloody 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
We're gonna be back by like 4 or 5 a.m.
Yeah, that is
That's
a
horrid.
5 in the morning.
Harvey, surely you're used to that by now.
Well,
Yeah,
No,
that
I'm
is
still
that is
not.
Plymouth most away games, in fairness, isn't it?
it
They're back
is.
at 5
It
in the
is.
morning.
It is pretty much. Yeah, you guys
The
are
worst
spot
one
on
was
with
Hull
that.
last season. One of
There
our,
were even no
coaches-
trains running after the bloody Bristol City game on a Tuesday
Jack.
night. It was mental. So yeah, it does
As
sum
long
up.
as you don't
us
have
in a
Sunderland-
nutshell.
as long as you don't have Sunderland on a Tuesday.
Jack, the worst one was Hull. One of our coaches broke down the name.
Oh, yeah, it did.
Around
Yeah.
10 or 11 a.m.
Yeah, but they still got good news though, Harv. They all got refunds and got their money back. I'd be
Well,
lucky
they
if I had
should.
my money back.
They should. They should
Well,
get
I
refunds.
imagine they have got their money back because if they were trapped for over a day.
Yeah, they had
Yeah.
to get
Not.
2 more replacement coaches.
They did,
People.
yeah. Burnley, Coventry,
So,
Hull,
lads-
Sheffield
lads, if
Wednesday,
you want-
Leeds, Luton.
Lads, if you want the Guy games, Guy just put it out. Preston, Sheffield United, 8 p.m. on August the 9th with Blackburn Rovers Derby, also an 8 p.m. Guy game.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. There you
That
go.
has been announced.
Yeah, they just put it
I
out.
think I read. I
Wow.
think I read that they're going to be announcing most of the games up till about November
Yeah,
before the season, and then
and
so
ours
soon, and then
versus
all the games-
Argyle is a Guy game, which we've
Yeah,
yeah,
not
it's on
surprised.
Sunday.
I think they've committed to telling every single game up till New Year's Day.
Yeah,
By
It-
the end of
it-
the transfer window.
it's
I think.
it's something daft like it that Guy Plus thing that they're doing. So basically, if you're, I think it's 200 and odd games they're trying to do, or it might be 300 odd. It's gonna be interesting how they do it this season because it's gonna be difficult because they say every one of the championship clubs will be on at least 24 times this season.
Yeah, I think the thing is you can very quickly get to that number though. Every midweek game, the opening day, the final day, Boxing
Oh,
Day.
it's not hard to do.
Yeah.
I just feel sorry
It's
for
very
League One
easy
and
to
League
sort of see
Two.
where you get to 15, 16 without even moving games.
Well, you
Yeah.
seen what they
So-
want to do with League One and League Two? Thursday night football.
No, I haven't seen that.
I'll
That's
look,
what we wanna
I'll
do.
look into
Night
League 1 and
football,
League
yeah.
2 after this stream and then see who everyone's got.
I don't think
Well, I
that'll
can
be
tell
very
you Birmingham
popular.
have Reading first game.
It's not.
Oh, wow. Fair enough.
That's hard.
Oh, and by the way, you'll be pleased to know, Jack. Do you want to know who Exeter have?
Go on, who's next?
yeah, go on.
Rotherham.
Are they away to Rotherham?
No,
No,
Rotherham are away to Exeter.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
it's really interesting
Nice-
you talk
nice
about League One and League Two
journey.
actually, because what they're going to get in League One and League Two for the first time, really, is a lot of games being televised, and that's going to
Yeah.
really change, I think, the fan culture in the league. Because I don't know as much as anybody. The last 2 years, you expect every game to be Saturday 3:00 and 8 p.m. on a Tuesday, 7:45 on a Tuesday. That's not going to be the case anymore.
Just wait for Jack and that lot have a all right, we're going on Saturday. Go, oh, it's Monday night instead, and you just watch them just die.
That will
because it's wet.
happen.
Yeah.
That will
I see that.
happen.
That's the thing.
Obviously, a lot of it. They're not going to be moving many more games to Friday and Monday night, but they're going to be moving a lot of games to Saturday 12:30s because that's when they can show them on their Sky Plus deal. So
That's very
Yeah.
true.
there'll be a lot of 12:30
Travelling
kickoffs.
back.
That's the one
fun
thing, and that's
travelling
not
to
to be a
Hull,
championship thing. There'll be probably 2 or 3 12:30 kickoffs in League One and League Two every
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah.
What have we got then also for round 17? Sheffield United taking on Oxford, Stoke taking on Preston, so Shuey taking on Ryan Lowe, Sunderland hosting West Brom, and Watford hosting Bristol City.
Obviously, I'm sure with the TV deal, there'll obviously be a lot of moaning about it, and very justifiably so in some ways. But unfortunately, without being able to secure any agreement with the Premier League for extra payments coming
how we
down,
have
the
to
only
do it.
way that you can, the only way you can try and close the gap at all is by having a properly funded, secure TV deal with Sky.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Just been the price to pay, really.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So what else have we got for round 17? Cardiff QPR, Derby hosting Swansea there for you there, Connor.
Oh, that's always midweek.
Ooh, that's an eight.
Borough
that's an eight
taking on
o'clock the
Blackburn and Pompey taking on Millwall.
wheel.
How many times have Blackburn had to travel to us on the
Too many times.
How many times?
It happens nearly every season.
No. Even better then.
So now we go
Unlucky
on
Swansea
to round...
travelling to Derby on a bloody night.
Yep.
Why do
We
I feel
now
like
go-
that one could be live?
We now go on to round 18, and we have the West Country Derby at Ashton Gate. in round 18 at Bristol
That'll be
City.
12:30.
Why do I feel like that would be 2 live games?
Green or red?
Good on you, whoever's put that out.
That was
That'll be
The best
12:30.
the best sound ever.
yeah.
So
No,
yeah, I wouldn't be
Derby
shocked.
Sheffield Wednesday will get televised.
The last
yeah,
time
yeah,
City
yeah,
happened,
yeah.
I hate
100%.
it.
Coventry have Cardiff as well.
Don't be surprised if they put Leeds on Friday night.
Yeah, they
You
put
know,
some-
like,
I think the last 3 games between Derby and Wednesday have certainly been on TV.
Yeah.
yeah,
given that-
you relegated them.
Well, they're
didn't you?
very easy because it was the final day of the season in the Championship, which had everything to play for us. We had the game. It was early
here's the
kickoff that was
thing.
moved there for.
It would move, wouldn't it? I remember that one. You know what the weird
Because
thing about
Derby
this
and Wednesday,
opening?
we both moved it for the World Cup,
Yeah,
and then it didn't clash anyway.
no, it was weird because
the
we're
whole
like, well, we're going to move
aim
it for the
was-
World Cup England game, wasn't it?
Because what we said is that if it happens, we were going to have the 12:30 kickoff, and we're going to set up a fan park in the car park at Pride Park. And then it never happened because England needed to finish second in the group for that to happen anyway. So
Right, here's the interesting thing on the 10th of August. Championship game kick-off at 12:30. League 1 games kick off at 5:30, and League 2 game kick off at 3:00.
5:30?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Half
do you know,
five?
it,
What?
are they
it-
able
it'll
to?
be-
That's
it'll be
interesting
sorted
because that
to fit
means
as
that
many
if they're
televised
showing all
games.
the League 2 games at 3, does that mean that they're showing 3:00 games on Sky?
They are showing Milton Keynes versus Bradford City live on Sky Sports.
Okay.
Okay,
Right.
fair enough.
Who against Bradford, sorry?
Okay,
Epic
odds.
odds.
With it being the opening day, it falls before the blackout remit. I
Yes,
believe.
it does.
Uh,
That's how they've managed to get
That's
around
not
it.
brilliant. That's not
Yeah.
exactly a nice journey for Bradford's first game, is it?
Yeah. What have we else we've got for round 18? Borough have Hull at the end of November.
The so-called fucking derby.
Norwich having Luton. Oxford having Millwall. And Preston having West Brom.
Our game against Hull got streamed not last season, but the other season before when that one scored.
Sheffield United hosting Sunderland.
That guy game.
Guy.
But,
They just
you could
predicted
tell
it
that
in
was
a
going to be
nutshell.
Sky, wasn't it? You could tell.
Stoke having Burnley. Swansea having Portsmouth. Watford having QPR. That I feel could be on Sky. Meanwhile,
That might be televised. London
yeah.
derby.
Yeah.
London calling to the phone of my shows.
Oh.
so that's the end of November, and now we go to the halfway stage of the season. December, Christmas,
Yep.
kicking off with round
It's the
19.
fun time of the year.
Jingle
Not-
bells, Batman smells.
And we start with Bristol, Burnley, Middlesbrough, Cardiff, Watford, Hull, Blackburn, and Derby travelling to Ellen Road.
Burnley
That'll
could
be
be
on TV.
televised and moved.
Yeah.
We
I'm
have
almost
Burnley
certain that
twice
Leeds
in that
Derby will
month,
be on
Mark.
TV. It always is.
We got Burnley twice in that month. Away
Okay.
then, home at the end of the month.
I
Leeds
wouldn't
Derby
be
will be
shocked.
televised.
I wouldn't be shocked if Leeds Derby's on TV anyway, not just because of I know how much Derby hate Leeds, but also that
And I'll tell you
that
something.
playoff
I'm
semi in
still
2019.
gutted about Leeds bottling that playoff semis against us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what a moment for Frank Lampard.
One of
just
the
fucking
one of
shite
the
at
most
the
dramatic moments in Championship history.
Yeah.
Without doubt.
One
And then he fucked
yeah,
it
so
himself.
good.
Yeah, and then we go on to Luton, Swansea, Millwall, Coventry, us taking on Oxford.
Lovely.
and
Oxford.
having Bristol
Brilliant.
City.
I wouldn't be
I
surprised
still
if
think
City
Sounds
gets
about
televised ahead of
right.
you.
I still
Oxford.
think we'll get Swansea on Boxing Day now that Bristol City's done, Cardiff's done, Pompey's done.
No.
Oxford
Wow.
now.
Wow.
So yeah, Luton, Luton, Swansea, yeah, Millwall, Coventry, us against Oxford.
Well, we know who yous have got on Boxing Day.
Yeah.
Let's be
Yeah,
honest.
I am about to find out. I do think it will be
Well,
Swansea.
I haven't looked, but
Yeah, Liam and Harvey weren't.
To be honest, it'd be interesting to see who else who people got on Boxing Day.
Yeah,
That's what I'm interested.
that's very
about.
true. That's very true.
well, I've already said we've got West Brom, so
Yeah.
Oh,
We've actually got used Sheffield Wednesday, I think, on Boxing Day again.
Oh,
Yeah, you have.
oh, bloody.
How many seasons is that
QPR
now?
Norwich.
How many times have we played against Hughes on Boxing Day?
It seems to
Wednesday,
be the fixture that
Preston.
always happens.
Seems to be every fucking season we're at home to use on Boxing Day. I think the last time was when Tony Pulis was in charge.
QPR Norwich.
And then West Brom taking on Sheffield United there. Sunderland
Sky.
taking Stoke.
That's
Wednesday
Sky.
taking
Yeah, that's
Preston.
Sky.
And now we go on to round 20, which starts with Derby travelling to Turf Moor.
That's live.
Sky.
That's Sky. If it's not, then I'll be very
No,
surprised.
Leeds
Middlesbrough,
it doesn't really-
go to Ellen Road.
The Tuesday and
thought
Wednesday
it should be
games don't really
televised.
matter
We
if
didn't
they're on
get
TV
televised
because it
last
doesn't
time we
change.
did
It doesn't
it.
change anything. They're live on
Chances are
TV
that'll
if
get
they're on.
televised, but we didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't get televised against them.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, the championship every Tuesday and Wednesday game gets televised anyway, right? So,
On the Red Bull.
Yeah, pretty much. Basically, the Tuesday, Wednesday games are basically what your iFollow games would be.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's basically
well,
what it
plus,
is.
a lot of the games that they're doing on this Sky Plus system are the iFollow games anyway. The vast majority of them are.
Yeah.
And there's extras.
A lot of the Sky deal was more to, it wasn't to please the championship, it was more to please League One and League Two.
Yeah, they want equal money to be paid out for the
Which is,
Oh, wait.
which is fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, I know we make a lot of money, obviously, from when we have midweek games and we run them for our streaming service. So
Yeah.
I know they
I
were
just
saying
realised, by the way, Daryl, we probably will get Middlesbrough this month because we haven't had Borough yet, so that will be interesting.
well, you will.
Now the
have-
question is,
you
will
have
I
to
find
bear
out?
Yeah,
Will
you
I
do.
find out if it's away or home first? We will see. So that's the
Well-
first four. We've got then we got
Swansea.
Swansea. We have not got Swansea on Boxing Day then. Right, well, it's gonna be someone I haven't expected then on Boxing Day. So there we go.
Someone you don't fucking want.
Oh right, you know what? You know who I reckon it'll be. I know who I reckon it'll be now. We'll find out obviously, but I know.
Yeah,
it'll
we'll
be.
find
I
out.
think-
We'll find out.
I think
I've
it'll be-
seen it. It's not an away game. Anybody
you reckon it
particularly
is?
I
enjoys.
know who it is. I know who it is. I'm going to predict it. Well, I'll find out when we get there, obviously, but I'm going to predict it now. I think it'll be Coventry. So,
He's
yeah.
saying Liam. But
Burnley, Derby, Leeds, Borough, Luton, Stoke, Millwall, Sheffield United, us against Swansea, Pompey against Norwich. Norwich
That's a
travelling to
Sky.
Bratton Park in the
That's
middle of
not-
December.
Oh,
Sheffield
right.
Wednesday hosting Blackburn.
that's not an easy game, is it?
I'm not too bothered about that one. It's quite close.
Sunderland
Yeah.
hosting Bristol
But that,
City.
it's close for Blackburn. It's like we have done all right against Blackburn in the last couple of seasons.
And then Cardiff having Preston. Hull having Watford. QPR hosting Oxford and West Brom hosting Coventry.
That'll be the featured games. It's a West Midland derby.
But it is that along with Stoke, that is the West Midlands derbies this season because no Birmingham, no Villa, no
That
Wolves.
country derby, that.
Yeah.
I've not.
Oh, yeah. it
I've
is.
got as much as I feel for a lot of teams' misfortune when they went down. When it was Birmingham, I've got to admit I was laughing for quite a long time.
It's kind of,
Yeah,
it's
I
kind of
watch.
amusing that finally they actually went down after so many times of them just
But
scraping
Birmingham,
it
I mean,
every time.
Birmingham have been in a relegation battle or a bottom half for a good 5 or 6 years, so
Mhm.
They've been coming.
really surprising.
It has been coming, yeah.
I think the thing is,
No
they
worries,
had
Liam.
they had hope because they had new ownership, but then when they decided to mess about around September time and sack him, they put their own nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
Pretty much. We're now on to round 21 in the middle of December. Blackburn, Luton, Bristol City, QPR, Coventry, Hull, and a promoted sides clash again at Pride Park. Derby taking on Portsmouth.
Well, the last 4 games have been
By
a
the way-
draw, so that one's good.
Just- by the way,
going to
Jack-
be a draw.
I've just commented in the chat, but I forgot I'm on your account.
Oh, right. Yeah, don't worry about it. That's all right.
Yeah, but at least it was.
That was me, not Jack.
That's all right.
Derby Portsmouth to get televised, maybe?
I mean, it did last time, didn't it?
I don't think so.
It kind of just said what it was. It was drawn
Too nearly.
last time. I'm watching that to go to sleep.
I'd rather
Oh,
watch paint dry.
I mean, what we've had? What's it? We've had a 0-0, 2-1-1s, and a 2-2.
Well,
Jesus.
me and
It'll
Liam,
be 1-1 this time.
Liam and I streamed the 0-0 2 seasons ago between Portsmouth and Derby.
In fairness,
the
yeah, you
that game was McGoldrick hitting the bar.
with the way that we play football, putting a Derby game on TV might be preferable if anybody wants to fall asleep. In fairness, so it's a perfect England tonic.
Oh, so you now just called it Paul Warren for England job?
Absolutely. The football won't improve. The results will stay the same.
Can't be much
A
worse than
perfect continuity candidate.
It's like going from watching paint dry to just watching the birds fly by in your local park. It's just.
I don't want.
It's just yeah.
Hey, you can't.
It
You
makes a
can't
difference.
play
At
much
least Paul Warren will have an aim. It'll just be long ball football.
Yeah.
That's fine. Harry Kane can do that. He did that for Spurs for all
Yeah,
the
it's
tour.
fine. We're all right. Paul Warren for England. You heard it here first.
Yeah. I salute you.
Oh, imagine the riots if that happened.
No, it'd be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Be funny.
Middlesbrough, Millwall, Norwich, Burnley, Oxford, Sheffield Wednesday,
Millwall,
Preston, Leeds.
Millwall fans are fucking dicks.
Well,
Norwich Burnley will be Sky.
Well, we proved that last time when they decided to pitch invade and rub in the result to us.
Man, it was just ridiculous. I don't know why they pitch invaded. It was.
But
Millwall
it's
pulled the
Millwall,
dicks.
so I wasn't
Fine.
surprised. I wasn't surprised. That's what I said in my that's what I said in my episode.
It was ridiculous.
And then to wrap up round 21, we are away to Bramall Lane in the middle of December.
Oh, that's awful. Oh,
No, that is awful.
To be honest,
awful.
I'll take it. You know, I'll take it. Like it could be
No,
worse.
you're not thinking why it's awful. If you're doing trains, that's where they normally do the train strikes in December.
Oh yeah, true.
Oh, just as bad for you, Jack. Looks like it'd be
Yeah,
cooked
but it
for
is
you.
at least it's slightly easier to get
Putting you on
to
the
than
coach.
Wednesday.
Oh yeah, it is.
We
It's
will
great.
arrange
The
things
ground-
closer
the ground's
to the
not far from
time.
the
That's my
station.
answer.
Yeah, look at Portsmouth's first 7 games: Leeds, Luton, Borough, Sunderland, West Brom, Burnley, and Sheffield United.
I love that they got Leeds
Goodness
on opening day. That is so funny.
That's horrendous.
What a fucking pity.
Portsmouth's first 7 games are so bad that they could get into such a bad run of form in them that they could really struggle this season. Actually,
Yeah.
because you
They
really
really
don't want a
struggled.
bad start to the season. You want to have
Stoke, Cardiff,
a bit of momentum.
Yeah.
Swansea,
They
Sunderland,
won't be
and
happy to see
Blackburn,
that. There's
Watford,
a
West
lot
Brom.
of very tough games for them.
Yeah, that's a very stinky fixture list there. Oh dear.
So that wraps up round 21. We now go on to
21?
round 22.
Yeah, so
Burnley, Watford, Cardiff, Sheffield United, Hull, Swansea, Leeds, Oxford.
just quickly, the first 7 games for Portsmouth, I just mentioned this. Leeds away, Luton at
Yeah.
home, Borough away, Sunderland at home, West Brom at home, Burnley away, Sheffield United at home.
That's just stinky. Oh,
Very, very tough.
You know
For
what
a newly
though?
promoted side.
You know what? I don't think if you actually look at games for like Sheffield United, they're not easy considering they got a -2 point deduction.
To be fair,
Oh, yeah,
I
I
could
forgot
see.
they had a point
To be
deduction.
honest,
Yeah, I forgot
to
they
be
had.
honest, I could see Pompey beat Sheffield United at Fratton Park.
Well, at the very least for Wednesday fans, at the very, very least, you can at least say mind the gap for a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The very worst comes to worst.
Mind the gap jokes for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So we haven't had Borough yet, and we haven't had Coventry yet. So this is where I expect us to get Borough. So we will find out. Luton against Derby.
Well, let's
Derby
be
goes to
honest,
Kenilworth
Jack,
Road.
you're not going to get Borough on Boxing Day, are you? You're not
That's what I
gonna
mean.
get-
Like,
No,
imagine we got
no, we're
three
against-
Borough
we're
on
against
Boxing
that.
Day.
We're against Sheffield.
Yeah. So there we go.
Again.
Do you reckon we just
They
send
use
the,
on Boxing Day than any
Do you
other
reckon
time.
we just go up with like Christmas cards each time and just exchange them on the day?
Millwall, Blackburn.
Oh,
We're at
I'll
home
see
against
you last
Middlesbrough.
They always
We are
put us
home
on
to Middlesbrough first.
Yeah, I will say, by the way, I very much doubt there'll be loads. I can't see loads of Borough fans heading down there because it's right on Christmas.
Yeah.
What have we got after that? Pompey taking on Coventry.
E.
Yeah, the Christmas games themselves get very good attendances, but maybe the weekend.
Yeah,
I will
before.
say,
yeah, but we all know
I-
why they get good
I can
attendances.
guarantee
yeah.
any money Borough fans will be expecting us to batter you and Sheffield.
A lot of people are off.
Because that's
Well,
what Paul
no,
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 a lot of it is because a lot of people are off, and a lot of it because they spent Christmas with the family. They want to go away.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, what? It's a trip to Plymouth? Oh, it's going to take
Oh,
over 8 hours.
To be honest
Bye.
with you,
If you have,
Yeah,
if you have,
yeah,
a,
yeah,
particularly,
seven
if you have
hours is my
a particularly hard day for family on Christmas Day, Boxing Day, the
Yeah.
furthest away you can get might be might be for
Imagine
They're
Preston.
going to enjoy an
Surprising
amazing
amazing
Christmas. by the sea.
imagine if Jack, imagine if you ended up with Sunderland away on Boxing Day.
Oh man, that'd be
I'll
horrible.
say this now. Somewhere in my life, probably before I die, it might happen. We will see. Depends on how
No,
the EFL respond to that.
Jack, I
I
don't
don't know why they call it. I don't know why they
I
call
don't
it
wish it
Boxing
for it
Day,
to
'cause You
happen.
do all your
Just
unboxing
don't
the,
say
on
anything.
Christmas.
Well, we're going to face Sunderland away at a ridiculous time in the future soon, aren't we? It's going to happen some point.
Yeah.
I know the EFL. So yeah, QPR Preston.
Please.
I want them to give you Sunderland as a 12 o'clock kickoff on the Sunday.
Yeah,
Don't piss me
wouldn't
off.
surprise me.
Don't piss me off. No thanks.
Sheffield Wednesday, Stoke, Sunderland, Norwich.
Me, because it's only 45 minutes on the train for me.
Sometimes, you know, some of these really long away
West
days,
Brom,
sometimes
Bristol
there's
City.
somebody in the EFL office who's just pissing about with fixtures going, won't this be really, really funny?
You know, someone in the
That
EFL
one.
office have got like a piece of
Do you know
string
what,
going,
I'd
how
imagine
far
them
is
to do
it
that.
for this on this date? You what? They were on a really close fixture near Christmas, and they've gone, oh, it's Plymouth. Now we're shoving them up to Sunderland.
Oh, Plymouth versus Carlisle, perfect. That's a Monday night, that.
Yeah, that seems about right. Yeah, let's put it in that little section there. Yeah, that's great.
They're just all out, they're just sitting around in a circle, pissing themselves.
That's an away day.
Yeah.
Interestingly enough, that's an away day.
I mean,
I
you've
really
already-
want to
you've
do
already
one
got-
day.
you've
Had
already
we
got
gone
Norwich
down,
on the
had we gone
Tuesday.
down, I would have loved to have done Carlisle, but Carlisle went down themselves. So
Yeah.
there we go.
Well, you have already got Norwich away on a Tuesday.
We have.
Yeah,
we have.
that's not nice.
Oh, Gavin,
Well, it's not nice for Harvey.
7 hours
It's all right
time,
for
isn't
me
it?
because I don't care about travelling. I love
I'm
travelling.
taking a coach, Jack. That's gonna be a long night for me
That's because you always take the coach.
because I don't want to. I'm not.
Look,
I'm not a
if
man.
there is-
I'm not a
If
person
there
that
is a
likes
football, if there is a
sleeping.
football god
Get
that
old.
properly hates the fans, you put Plymouth versus Sunderland as a 12:30 kickoff on the Saturday, and then put a train strike in there for good measure.
Oh, that would be bad. Oh my god. I'd feel bad for the likes of you, Jack, because then you would be forced to stay up there.
But you know what's interesting about that? I did stay up there last time as well, and I enjoyed it. I stayed in Newcastle for the night. I had a
Fair
great
enough.
time.
There you go.
You stayed in North. You stayed in North Shields, wasn't it?
No,
Oh.
that was just a pub I visited. But
Do
I
you think
stayed
the
in
EFL and
Newcastle.
the train strike people have a WhatsApp group going, which fans can we piss off the most?
Do you think they just like target a fan base each year? We're going to piss these off.
Yeah.
One certain EFL member of staff. Yeah, you can target one team that you hate. You do it to them. You do it to them, etc.
Right, here we go then, guys.
Oh.
Boxing Day. Boxing Day. We are away to
Reckon there's
Coventry.
punishment for
We are away
relegation
to
next year.
bloody
You are.
Coventry.
Punishment for
Blackburn
relegation next
having
year. Every
Sunderland.
Birmingham away game in League One's going to be a 12:30.
Oh,
Bristol
yeah.
City
Rude Coventry,
having
man.
Luton. And Derby having West Brom, like Connor said. I will say this now, by the way. I'm actually, in a way, glad we've got Coventry on Boxing Day. And can I tell you guys why? Because I'm not sure if I'm going to be at Boxing Day this season. So I will take it. And I hated Coventry last
That's a
time.
positive
so
for
there
you,
we go.
then, ain't it?
So I hated Coventry away last time. So I won't be too fussed if I end up missing it. But we will see what happens.
I was
closer to the
fully expecting. I was fully expecting to get one of Wednesday, Sheffield United or West Brom on Boxing Day. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, Borough Wednesday.
Surprise, surprise.
So Wednesday travel to the Riverside for that. Norwich taking on Millwall. Oxford
be our
taking on Cardiff.
That'll be our Christmas free point against you. Thank you very much.
Preston taking
Fuck
on
off.
Hull.
Say.
Two relegated
Hull.
clubs. Sheffield United taking on Burnley.
That's a live game.
That guy.
Wow. I say live game. It should
That'll be on the 27th.
Yeah, that should be live.
Stoke taking on Leeds. Swansea taking on QPR, and Watford taking on Portsmouth.
Watford Portsmouth.
Enjoy, Pompey.
Enjoy, yeah.
Yeah. To be fair, I really like Vicarage Road as an away day, so they've got an all right box.
To be honest, I actually enjoy.
In,
Yeah, I enjoyed
order
Vicarage
to
Road last time.
experience the true spirit of Boxing Day football, you should get a hotel in Coventry. Overnight.
Oh,
I might get. I might be
Experience
there.
the
We'll
joys,
see. To be fair,
the joys that Coventry has to offer.
I know I
Family
will be in
evil.
Telford on Christmas Day, and Coventry's only an hour from Telford. So yeah, we will see. We will see. But I won't be too fussed if I miss it because I hated Coventry away last time.
Jack,
As you will remember from my rant in that episode. So there we go.
while you're up there, Telford has said hi.
Very funny. And that is the dad joke of the stream, everyone.
You've actually been
right.
shafted because
What's the
Coventry's
next
quite a
game?
long way for you to go on Boxing. Like they don't usually do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they've given.
I know it's only the Midlands. It's not like they've given you a northern club or like East Anglia or
Well,
something. But
I mean,
So,
is it-
Plymouth,
long
who
way.
Is
did
it
you
or is
piss
it
off?
not? It's close. Is it not closer than? Oh, what the fuck was that?
It's not. It's not as far as you think. Coventry's about
Is it not closer than,
4 hours
Cardiff?
from Plymouth.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, Jack, you would most likely expect either one team from Wales or like Bristol or something. Not
It's either.
Coventry.
It's
All,
either.
all I'm
usually-
saying is, if
Just
Sky
like
had
cheap.
given us Sunderland or Plymouth on Boxing Day, we'd be
That,
be
But
complaining
yeah,
about
like
it.
Harvey said,
I
like
wouldn't be
Harvey
able to
said,
recover from
usually expect a Wales, a Southwest club, or a Southern England club like a Portsmouth or Southampton. So yeah, no, it
Well,
is.
this
It's a
time you
new
got.
one.
Well, guess what? You haven't got either of them.
You know what's interesting about having Coventry on Boxing Day actually is that, well, obviously before we had Cardiff on Boxing Day, we had Cheltenham in League One, and Cheltenham's only like half an hour from Coventry, so there is that unsurprisingness to it as well. But we are now at the halfway stage of the
I could
season,
just
so we
imagine
can now
your
kick
intro
off.
for that vlog, Jack. Merry Christmas, everyone! That was out FC versus Argyle.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We now move on to the second half of the season, so let's get on with it then. So, Blackburn Hull, Bristol City Portsmouth, Coventry
That will be
Millwall, and
televised.
Leeds travel to
Coventry
Pride
Millwall.
Park.
I think Bristol City or Leeds, one of the two will be televised.
Derby Leeds as well.
Probably Derby Leeds.
Yeah.
Oh great, yeah. So
Yeah,
Bet the
Coventry
Trees will
Millwall.
enjoy
That's
that.
got to be live. That's got to be live, surely.
Borough Burnley at the Riverside.
Oh, might change my mind.
We got Burnley away start of December and then at the end of.
Yeah. Norwich QPR. We
Six
are
men
away to
down the drain.
Oxford at the end of December.
That is that's a
29th.
Saturday or Sunday, right?
Sunday.
I'll double
Sunday.
check again. It's a Sunday, yeah.
Yeah, we'll be able to do
I'd
that.
say
Jack.
the
Lovely
games
stuff.
for us between
Yeah.
Boxing Day and New Year, it's going to be interesting.
Let me
because
just
we've
warn
got
you.
we've got West Brom at home, Leeds at home, Wednesday away. That's 3 pretty local games. Well,
It
local
is.
games which could be.
I mean,
Yeah.
Harvey, I just
Harvey,
want to go to Oxford and meet up with Nick Harris before kickoff. That's my plan.
Yeah. I just want to go to Oxford.
Go and see
It's
the
number
famous
one
car.
spot, ain't it? So
How many
Midlands as
Midlands teams are there? Was there only 4 Midlands teams this?
Yeah,
this
there
time
is.
round?
Yeah, it's West Brom.
I wonder if that's the
Derby,
lowest
Coventry,
number there's
and
ever
Stoke.
been in a championship season.
I think it is.
Because there's
Probably-
a lot.
probably
There's
would
usually
be,
a
yeah.
lot. Usually
There's
a lot
only
of
4
Midlands teams.
Yorkshire clubs as well: Leeds, Sheffield United, Sheffield Wednesday,
But that's
and Hull.
somewhat
technically
normal
Borough.
though.
That's
Technically
normal.
Borough.
Number.
It just depends on what would you rather class Borough as, Yorkshire or the North East.
Well,
North
it
East.
is North
We are
Yorkshire.
classed as North Yorkshire, but
Yeah.
all the Yorkshire clubs say, "No, you're not."
It's kind of both at the same time.
It's on the cuff. It's like they've got half the stadium in North Yorkshire, half the stadium in Tyneside.
Yeah.
Yeah, you say 5. I mean, 4, 5 Yorkshire clubs, but yeah,
Basically, yeah.
it's not in the cluster with the rest of the Yorkshire clubs. Put it that way.
And we have 3 clubs covering the southwest and the southeast, unsurprisingly. Us, Pompey, Bristol City. So there we go.
By the way, the
Oh, and
always
Oxford,
do-
sorry. Oxford as well. That's 4. There's 4 of them for this part.
They always do train strikes, by the way, around that time. So just
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
So, what's the rest of the fixtures for that round then? Preston take
For
on
God's
Sheffield Wednesday.
sake! We had this last season!
Ah,
Bloody
Jake.
day!
Oh, he's
Is
been
that, the exact
horrified.
same, is that the exact same time?
Yes! But thankfully, we did all right against them because it started our little revival run. But why
And-
Preston?
Anyone
At least, you know, take
anyone
positives from it though. At least it's a nice big away. At least it's a nice big away end for the Christmas.
It's a big away end, and it is actually technically close. So it's not like it's
Coffee
far. It's just
They've just copy and pasted the same bloody result on the same bloody day. Just copy
all
and
right.
paste.
If we're doing copy and pasting that, can I copy and paste the Preston result from last season and then just be gone?
Oh,
Hey,
yeah.
that's a bit of a rough Christmas for you. So you travel into us for your usual 0 points, and then you travel into Preston for 0 points.
Fuck off.
Poor Jake.
It's going to be
Middle
fun,
fingers
isn't it? When we
thumbs
play
up.
against each other.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Although, in
Sheffield
fairness,
United,
Rangers
West
will be
Brom,
unbeatable.
West Brom.
Stoke, Sunderland, Swansea, Luton, and Watford, Cardiff.
Sunderland travelled to Stoke. What a fucking shame. We're at home. We're at home on the 26th and the 29th. That's unusual.
Yeah, so
Liam, stop the messages in the chat.
You know what's interesting, Jake, about your mini rant there? This was me this time last season when I found out Southampton was away, was end of December, when I was going to do a project on it for uni, but the EFL said otherwise.
It's actually nice to be at home on Boxing Day, actually, because we've been away the last two. Well, we played them the 27th most of the time.
I wonder what that feels like because I haven't experienced that in a long time.
What?
Home
I
on
mean,
Boxing Day.
in recent times, we've been away on
Haven't you
Boxing
owned
Day
it?
at home on New Year's, and this time it's the opposite way around.
There is one thing for sure, though, in this second half of the season from mine and Harvey's perspective, and obviously I'm going to label it as our biggest game of the season, but since we've got Pompey at home on a Tuesday night, I am now expecting Fratton Park on a Tuesday or Wednesday night. Bring it on.
It is often the case if you get them midweek one way round, it's often midweek in the return fixture as well. It's not always the case, but
yeah, no, true.
It seems to be more likely.
I reckon it will be, and also it'll be a Sky will cream all over it. I know what they're like.
Right. Off to January.
We are on to
Barry
January, round 25 of the season.
Barry Mitchell.
Tell you what, it's nice not to be having to look
Yeah.
at that fifth tab there, the Bristol Street Motors Trophy.
Yes,
Don't know why they.
Yeah, Birmingham get to experience it.
they do. Round 25, Burnley taking on Stoke. Cardiff
I
taking on
wanted Hull.
Coventry.
I wanted to do Hull, but it's on New Year's Day, so I won't be doing Hull. Fuck.
Borough away to Hull, and Leeds taking on Blackburn. Luton, Norwich.
Happy New Year, lads. We got Leeds.
Millwall, Oxford, and we've got the West Country Derby on New Year's
See,
Day.
that seems about right, Jack. That seems
What
about
a
right.
game to start off the new year.
That
Yeah.
seems about right, Jack, because it's a short journey and it's on New Year's Day. That seems all right.
Bristol
Birmingham
City
in
at
League
home.
One. Birmingham in
Portsmouth
League One
at
start their
Swansea.
campaign off at home to Reading. I've just seen.
Yeah.
Nice trip for
That's
Swansea with no
stinky.
trains.
QPR, Watford. Wednesday hosting Derby at Hillsborough.
Interesting that.
There you go,
Ooh.
lads.
Start off
Happy New
January.
Year.
Happy New Year.
Sunderland's taking on Sheffield United, meanwhile.
Unlucky.
And West Brom hosting Preston.
Ooh.
All fairly close games, aren't they?
Yeah.
But then again, they are all. I mean, there's no trains available on New Year's Day, so.
I just went to have a look because like most of the clubs in League One and League Two have put out their group already for the Bristol Street Motors Trophy.
Oh yeah,
With
they are.
Birmingham, there's just complete silence on their social media. They've not even mentioned the competition.
Yeah, because
everyone's just too focused on the league.
Yeah.
They won't give a shit.
On to round 26. Blackburn, Burnley. Derby travel to Ashton Gate. Hull taking on Leeds. And Middlesbrough host Cardiff.
Oh,
I think in
God.
Derby, Bristol City might be an early kickoff, and Leeds
And the
Hull
East
will probably
Lancashire
be,
Derby at
like
Ewood
7,
Park.
like 5:30. I don't know why. I think Bristol Derby will end up being like an early kickoff, and then Hull City Leeds will be an evening.
Connor, with all due respect, I hope you batter Bristol City. Obvious reasons
Yeah,
why.
well, I hope we batter Bristol City. I hope we batter everyone, of course. It's not going to likely, but yeah, we'll see.
What's Liam put in the comment section? I don't have to travel on New Year's Day. Happy days. Exactly what I said to Zach. I didn't want to travel on New Year's Day. Now I don't.
Games. Look at their
So,
first 5 games. That's horrendous.
Norwich, Coventry, Preston, Oxford, QPR, Luton, Sheffield Wednesday, Millwall.
Who are you on about? Who you have?
Scums. There's a stinker. So they have Rotherham at home first game, then they have Northampton away, Peterborough at home, Bolton away, and then Birmingham at home. That is
I can't wait for the. I can't wait for the Wednesday at home New Year's Day fixture to be moved to an early kickoff.
And we are away to Shuey.
Harvey, do you think Exeter's is worse? Or fucking Portsmouth's first 7 games?
Portsmouth is top the pile. Yeah. Stoke. When was this again, Jack?
This is middle of January. We're away to Stoke, away to Stephen Schumacher on the 4th of January.
That seems about right again as well.
Another loss coming, probably.
You say Stephen Schumacher, but I don't think many Stoke managers have made it for New Year, have they?
That's very true.
That's very true.
So let's not presume.
They always seem to get Stoke there.
Yes.
Not gonna. Wow. I'm not saying anything. I can't be asked to say anything about.
He's had enough. He's had enough already after.
I really can't say enough about Stoke. There we go. Got nothing positive to say.
So yeah, Stoke away, then Portsmouth are away to Sunderland. With all due respect, Sunderland, please batter them. This is where Callum joins the stream now, going, "What was that, Jack?"
Totally the opposite, please.
Obviously, yeah, Daryl with the
middle
side there, obviously.
Again, that's going to be televised.
Oh yeah, I think it will be because of the Papa John stuff.
Imagine if they put that on a Sunday, 12:30.
Yeah, unlucky Pompey if that does happen.
Yeah, that would be a freaking.
Swansea, West Brom, and Watford, Sheffield United wrapping up round 26.
Yeah, and then after this, it's an international break, so it'll be a 14-day break.
Oh, okay then.
Yeah. Now, I think around this time is the FA Cup as well, isn't it? So
it is, yeah, it is. This is when the third round will be, yeah.
Yeah, so
you said the 10th to the 12th, according to the thing.
So we now go on to round 27, the middle of January. Burnley taking on Sunderland. The South Wales derby at the Cardiff City Stadium.
Well, there's two Sky games there.
Yeah,
Especially
that's the Sky games right there.
Cardiff Swansea for me is
the Sheep one's going to be the Sunday midday.
Yeah.
Cardiff Swansea for me is top 12
Burnley
at
Sunday
least
could be
for
Friday
best
night.
games in the country.
Mm-hmm.
Coventry Bristol City at the Ricoh Arena.
No.
Derby hosting Watford at Pride Park.
That's not an easy game for you, is it?
Yeah.
And Wednesday are away at Ellen Road.
Oh,
right.
That seems about right.
There's your Saturday 12:30 then.
Actually, Saturday game. Yeah.
Yeah, 12:30.
Saturday 12:30.
Luton taking on Preston. Millwall taking on Hull. Oxford taking on Blackburn. And we are at home against QPR. And Middlesbrough travel to Fratton Park.
So why do I feel like that one could be live?
Please batter them, Daryl.
I don't see it. We don't get televised a lot away from home.
So
Is there any other games there?
Millwall Hull. Oxford Blackburn. So I'm just writing these down on my notes. So I remember them.
They could shove Pompey onto the Saturday night, but I don't see it. I don't see it.
Sheffield United, Norwich, and West Brom taking on Stoke.
Why West Brom Stoke never gets televised.
I know it doesn't. It's a Staffordshire game as well.
Yeah.
Technically.
Sheffield United, Norwich, there's your 17:30.
We now go on to round 28 as we get closer to the end of January. Blackburn, Coventry. Derby hosts Sunderland at home. Hull QPR
Yeah,
and
well, the
Middlesbrough host
return
West
leg
Brom.
was midweek, so I'm not surprised that that's midweek.
Wasn't the last time Derby faced Sunderland was the 2017-18 season? I'm pretty sure.
It was
Yeah,
years ago.
no, let's not have a rerun of that at Pride Park. They were bottom of the league.
Yeah.
We were chasing the top two, and they beat us 4-1. I think.
Oh yeah,
I remember.
and wasn't
But-
it a
Hang on,
draw
did you
at
not-
Stadium of
Did you
Light?
not play them in? Did you not play them in League One? No, you didn't.
No.
No, they didn't, because Sunderland went up and Derby went down.
No.
I remember we were Sunderland's first game in the Championship when they got relegated, and I remember them saying we drew 1-1 with them, and at the time they weren't really sure what to make of it because we were up there, and obviously they were still expecting to win the league at that point before they got relegated. Of course,
What a shame.
Yeah, that season was Sunderland's worst in years, that 17-18 season, and that's what got them into League One and to face us in 2018.
Good for me.
Millwall taking on Cardiff, Oxford taking on Luton. I feel like that could be a televised one for some
I
bizarre
feel
reason.
like Sunderland's season that they had that year in 17-18, and also Ipswich's season last year, is a reminder to everybody that you can't. There's always surprises.
Don't
There
underestimate.
is,
yeah.
You can't always predict. You can't always predict where everyone's going to finish, and yeah.
Swansea, Sheffield United at the Liberty Stadium. Then we've got Watford, Preston, Leeds, Norwich. We've got Burnley at home on Wednesday night.
That's not. That is
Both
good.
of them
That
could.
is good.
Both of those could be featured.
Yeah.
But I reckon they'll go Leeds, Norwich because they probably don't. Because Sky Sports don't like Plymouth. Let's be honest.
They
They
like
never show you.
Leeds, that's for
They
sure.
never show you.
What do you mean? They love the Cornish passes down there, don't they?
Yeah, they do, to be fair.
Yeah, but they never
Everyone
show
does.
you live, do they?
Everyone does, yeah.
Everyone
Although
should.
they might because it's Burnley. I don't know.
So Blackburn, Derby, Hull, Borough, Millwall, Oxford, Swansea, Watford, Leeds. Right, two more for this week then. Pompey taking on Stoke and Wednesday hosting Bristol City, which they won 2-1 last time out.
Oh,
Difficult
goodness me, I
ones
needed
to-
a stretch there.
Difficult games to call them.
Oh,
It's another match that helped with Danny Roll's run
Yeah, he
there in
did.
the second half of the season. You know what's interesting about that, Jake, was that I had you to win that match as well, and you did.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I will say this, though, Jake. I'm going to say this now. Hopefully I'm wrong, but I am expecting nil point on opening day. We
Can I
never
can I
win
just
at
say,
Middlesbrough.
Jack?
I won't lie. I've just looked at. We've just revamped our team website, at the entire website, and at the minute we've got one goalkeeper, 4 defenders, 2 midfielders, and 6 attackers.
Oh,
And
yeah.
on that, we don't have Josh Windass on, Bernard, or Iorfa. So I'm thinking Josh Windass is off to West Brom or Birmingham.
Is Windass definitely leaving?
It's looking very similar here as well.
It's looking very much like that Josh Windass could be going elsewhere with a stumbling point on his contract.
I'm telling you now, Birmingham's going to absolutely destroy League One. Can I
You
just say
think
that
so?
right
But
now?
Look
one
at the
area
signings
that we didn't
Rotherham's
think we-
made so far.
But the one area that we didn't think we'd have to do anything on was goalkeeper, and then we had the shock that Wildsmith was leaving.
Did he reject the contract?
So now sorry?
Did he reject the new deal?
Yes.
Yeah.
I've heard that was because apparently the plan was to sell Vickers, make Wildsmith the number 2, and loan somebody in as a number 1 choice.
Right.
And he's not very happy. He wasn't very happy with that. So,
Well, thing is, on our list, we got in Harmer, Max Lowe, and Valerie. So that the defense side sorted. It just the midfield is
we would
so
definitely
light.
That's a good
linked
signing
to-
by you lot, by
I
the way.
I don't believe it for a
No,
that's a
second.
good signing.
It'd be insane if we did pull this off. But I saw us linked. It was on some Dutch transfer website, but we were linked to AZ Alkmaar goalkeeper Matt Ryan.
I saw
the
that.
Aussie
Matt
number 1.
Ryan.
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Which if he does end up moving here, which I think is unlikely, but I think that would be a
Yeah, but he's
unbelievable
ancient now, isn't he?
signing,
Fucking
really.
hell.
I think
of
what
his
everyone got
experience.
to remember, especially like on your clubs, it is literally not even when contracts are up. You still got a month to get a team together.
That's
And
very
like
true.
July
Absolutely.
July will
and
go
also
quick.
as well, teams teams might have things done that they don't want to announce yet.
Exactly.
I remember last year we signed Vickers. It was announced. I think it was announced at the end of June, and then in his interview he went, "Oh, I'm having my wedding tomorrow." And we look back at his Instagram page, and his wedding was a month prior.
Yeah.
And you go, "Well, it's been done for 4 weeks." Then it's like clubs often like to be in control of their own announcement times if it doesn't get leaked. So
Yeah,
you never know.
the thing is, ours doesn't get leaked as such. The chairman some follows them on Instagram, so we then know the deal's done.
Our ex-chairman, who's no longer owner of this football club, thank God, used to pay certain media companies money to leak transfer rumours about Derby, and then so that he could pay them to keep quiet on things he didn't want to come out the club as well.
Jesus.
No, that's
I've just remembered we'll be listening.
Now
to your
nothing gets out of
and
here.
Steve
The only
Gibson's
thing that's
away
got out of here
from
recently is the fact we've started a new scouting team, and we've just appointed 2 leading figures from English cricket, which is very, very odd. It's a cross of sports, but we've appointed some person who's apparently an AI expert to apparently lead a new AI-driven talent ID system or something. So very, very odd.
To be
That's the only
fair,
thing we've heard here.
they've done.
When do we have Derby at home?
We will find
Sorry?
out. Daryl's saying
Because
when will Borough have Derby
when
at
that
home?
happens, all we'll hear from the Derby fans is Steve Gibson, you a wanker.
Oh yeah, the saga.
It will certainly happen on the opening in that home game.
Well, of course, yeah. Is it Borough's first away game is Derby, second game of the season.
And the funny thing was,
from my perspective,
your fans are all chanting out at Steve Gibson. He lost 4-1 at us.
from my perspective, we need to move on from that. We've moved on as a club, and if we're as well run as a club as we think we are, and we're as well run as a club as we seem to be, and on the up as we are, with any luck, we'll be above Middlesbrough in a few years anyway. And if we're not, then we've failed at doing so. And if we are, then we've had the final laugh. So we don't need to go around singing death threats at Steve Gibson. That's not a glowing indication of the club. You've got to do the talking on the pitch, and we certainly believe we can do that over a number of years. But of course, staying up the first challenge of that.
Oh yeah, Lincoln's do better.
Yeah. Let's have a look at the other fixtures then.
We will. We're on to round 29 next, which starts.
And do you have a guess what day this is on?
Your birthday, yeah.
There you go, my birthday.
Bristol City, Blackburn, Burnley taking on Leeds.
Yeah, and Harvey's less than happy about.
Yeah, and then when it gets revealed, I'm just going to walk out the room.
Okay.
Never come back.
Cardiff taking on Derby.
The two shades.
Nice trip to Wales for you there, Connor, at the end of January.
Yes.
What I call Wonder Sheep.
Cardiff's another team. To be fair, there's not many teams in the Championship that we don't have a history with of something bad. Just with the amount of time we've been in the Championship. I know, obviously, we've had a 2-year hiatus, but
yeah,
we've had enough drama over the years.
Coventry taking on Watford. Luton taking on Millwall. Norwich taking on Swansea. Preston, Middlesbrough, QPR, Sheffield Wednesday.
That way.
Yeah, you're away at Loftus Road, end of January.
Bugger.
And all being well, I'll be able to join you for this game.
Oh, nice.
Sheffield United taking on Hull.
You worked out who you've got yet?
Stoke taking on Oxford. Well, we will find out. We are away to Sunderland on Harvey's birthday.
I'm not going. And you're not
going to go?
You can have a birthday party in the northeast.
It's a great away day as well. I'll take
8 hours.
By the way, if you do it, by the way, I'll be hopping on the train because Borough aren't at home and Musk aren't playing.
Hey, if you want to celebrate his birthday well, stay overnight in Newcastle.
Yeah,
have a
West
good
Brom.
party.
Mum and Dad, it's my birthday, but you know that I'm going to Sunderland away. Yeah, that's not going to go down well. Right.
Yeah, and,
So that's Harvey's birthday present is to hear a certain announcer shout, "Sunderland, first goal of the
announcers so
Is to have,
loud.
is to
Deafens
have all
our
of
ears.
is to have all of his possessions confiscated, including coins, power banks, and keys.
Just taking shoelaces
Yeah.
off him and everything else.
Yeah. Bloody ridiculous. Oh, it's
We
just
get to hear
ridiculous.
the deafening announcer on Harvey's
Their
birthday.
announcers so loud.
So, it's all right. With how Sunderland are going, you never know. They might not even have a squad.
Good.
Yeah, oh yeah, true, yeah. They'll lose Joe.
I've got them in my bottom.
Yeah,
I've got them in my bottom three so far for this season.
You know, they'll take him 4 months to appoint a manager. If they sack this one, do you reckon they'll just never appoint a manager again?
No, I reckon.
They'll
I
just
reckon
go
they
out.
should do.
It's
I
too
reckon they should
difficult.
do sending your football manager saves, and we'll just do one every month.
Yeah. All right. Who's managed Sunderland?
You
the best
can-
of
yeah,
that
you
time?
can be-
Let's
you
get-
can be
let's get the
sponsored
saves in
Sunderland
and let's
manager
review
of the
them, and then
month.
we'll get you in.
Yeah.
That's a good point, right? Everyone manages for like the 3 or 4 Sunderland games that month, and then whoever does best gets the job for next
Yeah,
year.
gets the job. Yeah, that seems about right.
In the inevitable League One season that will follow.
Yeah,
from that
you know, like X Factor. We'll just have Sunderland manager
Yeah.
auditions.
It's the S factor.
We say that,
Yeah.
and they'll just get the director of football to just take over.
If they're really
You know what that
impressed,
reminds me of? That reminds
you
me
can
of
press the Black
442's
Cat Golden
recording.
Buzzer and you get appointed immediately.
Yeah.
Mm.
You are incredible.
Yeah, but the fan can choose what their objectives are, so can make them really crap like EAFC.
Yeah.
We
You've
want
got
you to
use
get
this many
European
youth
football.
players in your team.
I'm in the Championship. Well, you can still try and get European football, but we're in the
You can
Championship.
still win the FA Cup. You can still win the
You're
Carabao Cup.
Wimberley Cup. Oh, we only like a 5-3-2 as for one system that we'll accept.
Yeah, that's just ridiculous.
We now go on to February for round 30.
Every
Jack,
throw-in,
just-
even in your own half, has to be long.
Jack, I've just seen that Craig Bellamy's in the run for Burnley manager.
Yeah, well, he's interim manager at the moment, isn't he? So that doesn't
Mhm.
surprise me.
Yeah, he was,
Right, round 30, we have the Central Lancashire derby between Blackburn and Preston to kick off February. Derby hosting Sheffield United at Pride Park.
I hope it's
That's
as good as the last time we played them in the league. That
Two
was,
Sky games,
you know,
probably.
Didn't you beat them last time you played them?
yeah,
I thought so.
2-0. Tom Lawrence double.
Hull
Tom Lawrence.
hosting Stoke. Leeds hosting Cardiff. Leeds Cardiff was on opening day last time. It's in the early start of February this time. And then we have got the Tees Weir derby for you there, Daryl. Borough hosting Sunderland in February again.
That'll be the Sunday again. It's always
Millwall
the
taking
Sunday.
on QPR.
It'll be the,
Oh, you know what this
that
means
game's
then?
going to be the Sunday again.
You know what this means then? We're at Fratton Park, start of February, because we have Pompey the same weekend. Borough have Sunderland.
Yeah.
So
That is
there we
how it
are.
works.
We're at Fratton Park. Start of February.
That
Oh,
was
no, we're not.
just-
Sorry, I'm thinking of another week.
What?
We've got West Brom at home. I'm thinking of another week. That makes sense. No, I thought it was. No, I'm thinking of which one was I thinking of? I'm looking back at it now. On my notes.
Yeah, that's
When did we
true.
have Pompey round 14. Yeah, no, I'm thinking of a completely different week. I thought it was on the same week for some reason, but no, there we go. No, it's a different week. I thought we got West Brom at home instead. So Blackburn, Preston, Derby, Sheffield United, Hull, Stoke, Leeds, Cardiff, Middlesbrough, Sunderland, Millwall, QPR, Oxford hosting Bristol City, Liam Manning returning to his former club at the Kassam. And then we got West Brom at home, which was obviously our worst home performance in 2 years. That game was last time out. Horrible. Portsmouth hosting Burnley. Wednesday hosting Luton.
Fucking Luton.
You're going to go to their away end this season, Jake?
I'm a fuck. I'm not going to that shit, though. I got a Luton friend and he's insufferable. I hate him.
Oh, right. Liam has said this, though, Harvey. Sunderland won't be on Harv's birthday if we advance far in the FA
Yeah,
Cup.
that is true. That is very true.
That is very true indeed. So, yeah, Blackburn, Preston, Derby, Sheffield United, Hull, Stoke, Leeds, Cardiff, Middlesbrough, Sunderland, Millwall, QPR, Oxford, Bristol City, Plymouth, West Brom, Portsmouth, Burnley, Sheffield Wednesday, Luton, Swansea, Coventry,
I have
and
just
then
said that
Watford,
and I
Norwich.
understand what I've said, but I also had the thing where I'm not a big fan of going
The
through.
partridge in a pear tree.
Yeah, it's been confirmed on Sky Sports Football that every single opening game of the season's on Sky. So that
Yeah.
includes every League 2 3 p.m. kickoff.
Oh my!
Your viewing pleasure. If any of you want, if any of you want to watch Barrow
Hopefully,
versus
we'll be
Crewe,
able to, as I'm away
or
on that day.
Doncaster versus Accrington, you are able to do that. So
Hope we get enough money. It'll get split. properly.
Round 31 then, starting on the 8th of February. Bristol City hosting Swansea. Two clubs that cannot stand each other at all, but both have that mutual hatred for Cardiff.
I know.
Burnley hosting Oxford at
Jake will
Turf
be back in
Moor.
10 minutes.
Cardiff hosting Hull. Coventry hosting Leeds. We are away at Kenilworth Road, hoping that we avoid what we did last time at Kenilworth Road in 2018-19 in League One, where we got battered 5-1. No thanks, please, again, Argyle. That was a horrible night, that was. I remember it. Norwich hosting Derby. So Connor's off to Norfolk in the middle of February.
yeah, nice. You'll play them at some point, don't you?
Preston hosting Millwall. QPR Blackburn. Pompey travel to Bramall Lane.
Oh,
Borough travel to Stoke. Sunderland, Watford, and wrapping up with West Brom versus Sheffield Wednesday.
on the way back, we're going to have to stop in Middlesbrough.
Why?
I'm going to have to put our shoes on.
So we're now going on to round 32,
What?
My shoes are very...
which is just before Valentine's Day, Tuesday night.
You get. I don't know how many shoes you've got now.
Bristol City hosting Stoke. Coventry hosting QPR. Derby hosting Oxford. So Oxford again on a Tuesday night for you there, Connor.
Yeah, not surprising.
Norwich, Preston. And once again on a Tuesday night, Harvey, we have Millwall at home.
Well, at least it's at home now, so I can't complain.
No, true, but like I said, it's another Tuesday night against
Yeah,
Millwall
I know.
at home.
I'd rather that than if it was an away day. Wow,
True.
actually, we've still got to
Portsmouth,
travel there
Cardiff.
badly on an away day. So, you know what? It's just a lose-lose scenario, really.
So yeah, Bristol City, Stoke, Coventry, QPR, Derby, Oxford, Norwich, Preston, us against Millwall, Pompey, Cardiff. Wednesday are away to Swansea. While Watford's take on Leeds. Burnley host Hull. Borough are away at Bramall Lane. Sunderland host Luton and West Brom host Blackburn. So that is round 32 wrapped up. Now we go on to the day. Now we go on to the day of Valentine's Day, or just after Valentine's Day. Hang on, I just need to read the. Need to reply to a message real quick. Harvey's gone. Jake is gone. Again, cheers to both of them for coming on, of course. We're now on to round 33. Just the day after Valentine's Day, we are away at Ewood Park. So another nice trip to Blackburn there. The seven-side derby at the Cardiff City Stadium. Cardiff taking on Bristol City. Hull hosting Norwich. And then the day after Valentine's Day, Daryl's scum fixture appears with Leeds hosting Sunderland. Oh, Connor's gone as well. I think that's his day done. So cheers for Connor.
Everyone's gone. Bye.
Yeah, cheers for Connor coming on. Same with Jake, same with Harvey, same with Mitchell. So it's just me and Daryl now for the rest of it, I guess. So round 33, Blackburn, Plymouth, Cardiff, Bristol City, Hull, Norwich, Leeds taking on Sunderland. Obviously, Daryl's least favourite fixture the day after Valentine's Day. Luton taking on Sheffield United.
Oh, the scum down.
And Borough host Watford at home, where you beat them on the last game of last season.
Mm.
Millwall taking on West Brom. What's so funny?
Good.
What's so funny?
Oh,
Go on.
Gerwin Price isn't going to be in the World Cup of Darts.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
And we're not talking about it. Millwall, Watford. Nah.
Oxford hosting Pompey.
Leeds United Sunderland will be televised.
Yeah.
Oxford,
Preston
Pompey
taking on
televised.
Burnley. That's a Lancashire derby there.
That'll be a Friday night.
And Oxford Pompey, two promoted clubs going against each other at the Kassam.
Again, that'll be televised.
QPR hosting Derby. Wednesday hosting Coventry and Stoke hosting Swansea.
And then we've got Bristol City.
You have got Ashton Gate next.
Yeah, we don't have a good record at Ashton Gate.
I hope you beat them this time, though.
We don't have a good record, damn it. I don't see it.
You always seem to have a bogey game against Bristol City, don't you?
It's Coventry, really.
There we are. Bristol City, Middlesbrough, Burnley, Sheffield Wednesday, Coventry, Preston, Derby, Millwall.
Coventry,
Starting off round 34.
Right.
We have still got Borough away to come.
Yes, you'll find that's towards the end of the season.
Okay, then. And we've also still got my biggest game of the season to come as well, which I'm excited to see.
Oh, you won't have seen who you've got last game of the season either.
Okay, right. Well, we'll get onto that when we get to round 46. So that's the start of round 34. Norwich hosting Stoke. We host Cardiff.
Shape.
Indeed. Another repeat of 3-1, please.
You beat them last time.
Pompey are against QPR.
They'll win that.
I can see them winning that, I can't lie. Sheffield United hosting Leeds. Sunderland hosting Hull. Swansea hosting Blackburn.
I think Jenny might have had a word.
The M1 derby at Vicarage Road. That will be televised. Watford versus Luton.
What's the point in doing the blind cards? Ugh.
And that leaves us with West Brom versus Oxford for round 34.
Watford Luton will be televised.
Of course it will be. That's the M1 derby. And, Hertfordshire taking on Bedford.
Sheffield United Leeds will therefore be televised.
Sounds like a televised game, isn't it? We go on to March now for round 35. We are away to Hull to kick off March. The Mauling Tigers away at the start of March.
Yeah. Don't think I'll be joining you this time.
Yeah, fair enough. Blackburn taking Norwich. Cardiff against Burnley.
I did Hull away with these before anyway.
Yeah.
First.
We've got Hull. Leeds have West Brom. Pompey are away to Luton. Derby are away at Borough. So Borough host Derby.
It is. By the way, that is happening, by the way. They are going to play Birmingham versus Wrexham in the US.
Oh, that was ridiculous. Disgraceful. That was from Birmingham and Wrexham.
It is going to be in the US, though.
No, they've actually confirmed it.
I think so. It's going to be
Oh,
in the
that's
US.
disgraceful if that goes ahead. That is disgraceful, but there we are. Bloody hell. For God's sake, Liam. Quoting my quote from the Cardiff game at home. Millwall versus Bristol City. Oxford hosting Coventry. Preston hosting Swansea. QPR Sheffield United. Wednesday against Sunderland and Stoke taking on Watford. We now go on to round 36, the 8th of March. Bristol City versus Hull. Burnley taking on Luton, 2 relegated sides against each other at Turf Moor in March. Coventry taking on Stoke.
Never mind.
Derby hosting Blackburn.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's not. It's not happening. Birmingham City.
Not happening.
Oh, hang on. No, it wasn't a pre-season game. It was their league fixture.
But that's why the EFL. That's why the EFL said originally, no, we're not going to do it.
Yeah,
We're not letting you do it.
The request has been denied.
Yeah, they shouldn't be allowed anyway. It's disgraceful if that went ahead.
Why play that in the fucking US?
I know, it's the English Football League. If American fans want to come and support their team and they have the money to do so, come to England. Simple as that.
No, I reckon it'll be in the Wrexham owners being behind that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all sounds tits up to me. Right, so yeah, round 36. Bristol City Hull, Burnley Luton, Coventry Stoke, Derby Blackburn, Norwich Oxford. Yeah, the 2 relegated sides facing each other there in early March at Turf Moor.
Sky.
Who's next? We have Wednesday at home. Obviously, we're at Hillsborough on opening day. We have Wednesday at home in early March. A game we should be winning because Wednesday have a disastrous record at home park. Portsmouth hosting Leeds.
They'll get battered.
Who? Pompey or Leeds?
Leeds, I'm joking. Yeah, probably. To be honest.
That would be a disastrous result for Leeds if that did happen, but Darryl will be none of them delighted.
Be hilarious, but yeah. I don't get...
Sheffield United hosting Preston.
That's Sheffield United to win that.
Sunderland Coventry. No, sorry, Sunderland Cardiff. What am I on about? I've misstaked the bloody names there, for God's sake. Coventry's got Stoke, of course.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Middlesbrough are away to Swansea at the start of March.
Oh, we won there last season, but it's not. We're not amazing in Wales.
Yeah, Watford hosting Millwall.
The fans always have a whale of a time, though.
Yeah, and West Brom hosting QPR.
Next.
So that's round 36. We now go on to round 37.
I have to go in a few minutes, so.
Pardon?
I have to go in a couple of minutes. So
okay, no worries. Well, either way, I'll continue the stream as I go along. We're on to round 37 now, which is Burnley, West Brom, Cardiff, Luton, Derby, Coventry, Middlesbrough hosting QPR.
Should win.
And we are away at Fratton Park on the Tuesday night in the middle of March. I am very much excited for that. Our biggest game of the season. And knowing our luck, it'll be another annual bloody 2-2 draw. Hopefully not. We want the win this time.
Liam's not chuffed about it because he's not doing midweek games.
I have to speak to Liam about that because even though he said about midweek games, he did say to me he'll try and do everything he can to go to Pompey. So I'll speak to him on message about that. Burnley, West Brom, Cardiff, Luton, Derby, Coventry, Middlesbrough, QPR. It might not be on a Tuesday night yet. It might be Sky might change it to like a Monday or something. It wouldn't shock me if they put it on a Monday. They'll cream over our fixture.
Yeah.
So yeah, we are at Fratton Park on the 11th of March. So I will put that in my diary. Obviously, Stoke taking on Blackburn, Sunderland hosting Preston.
Oxford take on Hull. Nice journey.
Oxford away to the MKM. Oxford got a point there last time in League One, but Hull obviously won at the Kassam last time in the season that Hull listed League One away.
Nice journey on a Wednesday night.
Yeah. Leeds hosting Millwall, who I call the Hooligans Derby. That's who I got mixed with. I thought it was Borough Sunderland same weekend as us against Pompey, but no, it's Leeds Millwall same weekend as us against Pompey. That's what I got mixed with. So yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's 9 games we've got there. And Sheffield Wednesday, as Liam's just pointed out, are away at Carrow Road taking on Norwich. Sheffield United, Bristol City, and Watford, Swansea wrapping up round 37.
Oh dear.
Right, on to round 38 in the middle of March. Blackburn, Cardiff, Bristol City, Norwich, Coventry, Sunderland, and Daryl, you are away at Kenilworth Road in the middle of March at Luton.
Shithole.
I immediately announced it. It was just like, shithole.
It's terrible ground.
I've never been to Luton, so it will be a new experience for me.
No, neither have I, but I know it's an absolute shit stadium.
Blackburn, Cardiff, Bristol City, Norwich, Coventry, Sunderland. I'm only repeating myself again, guys, because I am writing these down on my phone notes as we go along, so I remember them off by heart. Millwall hosting Stoke. Oxford taking on Watford. We have Derby at home in the middle of March yet again, just like in League One.
Enjoy!
Hopefully we beat them again. Well, I'm confident. Derby don't have a great record at home park, so I think we will beat them. But we will see. Preston taking on Pompey.
Oh, it's a long journey.
QPR hosting Leeds, where QPR battered them 4-0 last time. The Steel City Derby at Hillsborough in the middle of March.
Sunday afternoon. That Leeds one will be on the Friday night.
Yep, and that leaves us with Swansea taking on Burnley and West Brom hosting Hull.
West Brom Hull wouldn't be a bad game to watch on Sky.
Yeah, we're now on to round 39 as we head towards closer and closer to the end of the season. This is coming up towards Easter time now. Burnley, Bristol City, Cardiff, Sheffield Wednesday, Derby, Preston, Hull, Luton, starting off round 39. So,
games.
yeah, still no sign of our away day at the Riverside yet. We will find out when it comes. Leeds taking on Swansea. Borough host Oxford at the end of March.
We beat them 3-2 last time we played them at home. That was in the
You
FA
did.
Cup.
Norwich hosting West Brom. Pompey taking on Blackburn. We've got Norwich at home quite late, to be fair, so that'll be interesting. Hopefully we'll smash them 6-2 again. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 8 games. Sheffield United hosting Coventry.
That's a hard one.
I see Coventry nicking that, but we will see. I don't think Sheffield United is going to do that well, personally.
It's a hard one.
Stoke QPR.
Draw.
Sunderland Millwall, and we are away at Watford, where we had that amazing 0-0 last time out.
Interesting.
So now we go on to April into round 40.
Here we go.
The running of the season, the business end of the season. And it starts off with Middlesbrough going to Ewood Park.
Yes, we're not outstanding at Ewood Park. So
Didn't you lose there last season?
I think we did.
Because wasn't that the week just before you had your first win of the season against Southampton at home? I'm pretty sure.
I don't actually know. I know
I know it was early. So I swear it was the weekend we had Preston and we lost 2-1 there.
We drew. Probably. We drew with Sheffield Wednesday and then beat Southampton.
Yeah, then you beat Southampton, yeah. Bristol City, Watford, Coventry hosting Burnley.
There's your televised game.
Yeah, Luton, Leeds.
That or Luton, Leeds, 1-2. They'll both be televised, actually.
Millwall versus Portsmouth at the Den.
Nah. Pompey
Oxford,
could win.
Sheffield United. Here we go. We have Norwich at home.
I don't wait them. I don't
Norwich
see us winning
at home to kick off April.
You're not going to win 6-2 this time. I'm not going to lie.
I hope you're wrong.
I don't see us doing it this time.
It would be amazing, though. Yeah, honestly, no. We'll see. We'll see.
I could see you getting the point, maybe, and not.
Yeah, no, it could happen.
But it depends on the form. Who's going in on form?
Exactly, and it also depends on how Norwich are doing. I've got Norwich 8th in my early championship predictions so far. So
if you somehow win 6-2 again, then fuck me. but I don't see it.
Yeah, Liam. Yeah, I don't blame you. Yeah, we'll work it out when it gets closer to March. It's just after my dad's birthday, ironically, Fratton Park. So yeah, Blackburn, Middlesbrough, Bristol City, Watford, Coventry, Burnley, Luton, Leeds, Millwall, Portsmouth, Oxford, Sheffield United, us against Norwich, Preston hosting Stoke, if they're both managers still at the time, Lowe taking on Shuey, QPR hosting Cardiff.
Ooh, Wednesday Hull.
Wednesday Hull, Swansea Derby, and West Brom Sunderland.
Come on, Ham. Come on, Brom.
Sunderland did win there last time.
Yeah, well, hopefully they won't this time. Come on, Brom.
Well, I have got Sunderland relegated so far in my early prediction, so you will be pleased about that.
Liam's happy you can do the dump.
Oh, yeah, Luton.
How?
Good old Kenilworth Road. Right, on to round 41. 5 match days to go. Blackburn, Sheffield Wednesday, Bristol City, West Brom.
That got televised last time.
And Borough taking on Leeds. Yeah, no worries, Liam. I'll check after the stream.
Yes, it was Middlesbrough 3, referee 4 last time. So.
And yeah, against a team.
Nice spot. Again, that Borough Leeds game will probably be either the Sunday or the Monday night. 1 to 2. That'll get moved. Blackburn, Sheffield Wednesday, I could see it being a Friday night.
Yeah.
Sky Sports.
So yeah, we got Blackburn Wednesday, Bristol City, West Brom, Middlesbrough Leeds. Thank you to the 46 viewers, by the way, in this stream at the moment. Much appreciated. Norwich hosting Sunderland at Harrow Road. Preston taking on Cardiff. Sheffield United taking on Millwall.
It's not an easy game. That's probably got a draw written all over that, to be honest.
Stoke hosting Luton.
That'll be a Luton win.
Watford hosting Hull.
Oh, it's a hard one.
Pompey away to Coventry.
They'll get beat.
Derby hosting Burnley. Oxford hosting QPR. And we are away to the Swans. Another 1-0 away win, please. Thank you very much.
They beat them last season. I don't see why Burnley can't beat Derby, but I don't know.
It'll be interesting for them, Pride Park. It'll be a test for them if they want to go up again. Hopefully they don't, because it'll be boring.
Getting closer to the end of the year games, no?
I've got them 7th in my prediction so far, and that's because they've lost Vincent Kompany. Unfortunately for both of us...
I don't see him doing well with guy in mind.
Neither. Unfortunately for both me and Daryl, more so for Daryl, unfortunately I have Leeds to win the league so far. Yeah, your face just sums it up, doesn't it?
To be honest, Liam does as well.
Yeah, no, we both have Leeds to win the league as it stands. So yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised if it was one of the shock teams that did it.
I'm debating who I think will come second at the moment. At the moment, I think it'll be a three-way battle between Coventry, Luton, and West Brom, but I'm undecided.
To be honest, I ain't going to even predict it because it's.
Oh no, this is just my early prediction so far.
It's too early to predict it.
It is very early to predict, but that's just what I think so far. I can do Swansea because that's Easter term. Happy days. Well, hopefully, Liam, we do what we did last time. We sit by the front of the ground again, and we get an away win again. Morgan Whittaker, let's go. That's if we have him by then, but we will see.
If we still have him.
That's if we still have him. So yeah, round 42: Burnley, Norwich, Cardiff, Stoke, Hull, Coventry, Leeds, Preston, Luton, Blackburn.
Oh, some hard games there.
For some reason, I have a feeling that Burnley-Norwich game will get televised. It's typical EFL at this point.
Then again, I wouldn't rule out Hull Coventry being televised.
Yeah.
Leeds against Preston, sure, that's just a 3 o'clock, surely.
Yeah, Luton, Blackburn. You are away at the Den. We have Sheffield United at home.
That your game against Sheffield United will get moved. I'm saying it now.
Fair enough. Why do you think that?
Because I reckon you'll be 12:30.
Okay. I can't lie. This might sound a bit over cocky for me, but I've got us to beat them at home so far. I don't rate Sheffield United at all. I really don't, but we will see.
That'll stay at 3 o'clock. Pompey
So
Derby might be a Friday
5, 6,
night.
7, 8. Pompey Derby. Well, it was on a Friday night in the 22-23.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It might be the Friday night.
And it was on a Tuesday night. I think this just gone this season. QPR hosting Bristol City.
Right. And
Wednesday hosting Oxford.
Might.
Sunderland, Swansea, and West Brom, Watford.
They might stream that Sheffield Wednesday Oxford game.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
They have to go for one boring game, don't they?
Oh yeah, well, I'm gonna try and stream at least one game next time. Well, we'll see what happens, Liam. We still had a good time though in the bottom tier. It might be our luck if we sit on the bottom tier again. That's how we won. No, we'll see. We'll work it out.
Sit on top 2, you'll probably lose this time.
Liam just likes sitting in the top tier. As for me, I don't care where I sit as long as I have.
Yeah, because it's where all the atmosphere normally is. That's the only reason.
As for me, I don't care where I sit as long as I have a good view and I'm able to watch the game.
Anyway, do this quickly because
4 rounds to go. Blackburn, Millwall, Bristol City, Blackburn, Millwall, Bristol City, Sunderland, Coventry, West Brom, Derby, Luton, and we are away at the Riverside with 4 games to go.
You see, second to last away game.
It is, yeah. It is our second to last away game. Well,
and it's our second to last home game. No, I think it is our last home game, is it? No, it's our second to last. I think it's our penultimate home game.
Can we have the 3 points already, Daryl?
Piss off.
I can't lie though. I can't lie though. I think
not this freaking time, mate.
I can't lie though. I do think you'll beat us at home park this time, but I hope I'm wrong.
Wouldn't surprise me. Oh yeah, unlucky lads. Good Friday. You won't have any trains.
Oh yeah, true.
You're gonna be stuffed, you know, Liam. There's no trains on Good Friday.
Right, National Express. I better ring them up. Right, we'll work that out when it gets to April. Anyway, Blackburn, Millwall, Bristol City, Sunderland, Coventry, West Brom, Derby, Luton, and we are away at Borough.
Long journey.
Norwich hosting Portsmouth, Oxford hosting Leeds. Fun fact about that: the last time Leeds went to Oxford, I think they drew.
I can't remember, to be honest with you, mate. I've slept since then.
Yeah. Preston hosting QPR, which QPR, of course, won last time. It started Cifuentes' run. Sheffield United hosting Cardiff. Wednesday are away to Stoke. Swansea hosting Hull and Watford hosting Burnley.
Watford Burnley will be televised, won't it? Because it's Burnley.
Yeah, that wouldn't shock me in the slightest at all.
Final few games coming up then.
Yep.
Coming
up to round 44.
Get these done quickly and then have to piss off. So
yeah, that's all right. Yeah, sorry. I'm just writing them in my notes so I remember them. Burnley, Sheffield United, relegated clash there of the 2 relegated clubs coming down to start off round 44.
Points again.
Cardiff hosting Oxford. Hull hosting Preston and Leeds hosting Stoke. And then we got Luton hosting Bristol City.
You've got a tough. Your final 4 games are hard.
Millwall, Norwich. Coventry at home, who we have on Boxing Day. Hopefully we don't repeat what we did last time. That pissed me off, that did. Pissed all of us off. Portsmouth, Watford. It was a game we should have won that we threw away. Simply threw away. QPR, Swansea.
I haven't started it yet.
Yeah. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Borough away to Wednesday at Hillsborough. The 1-1 draw last time.
They're exactly at past.
Sunderland hosting Blackburn and West Brom hosting Derby.
Yeah, we've got Sheffield Wednesday away, which really we should win. I know we struggled there last season, but both teams were shit last season.
I think it could go either way, you know, because it could go either way because Roll was Wednesday's manager and Borough could improve themselves yet. On to round 45, the penultimate round of the season. Blackburn, Watford, Cardiff, West Brom, Hull, Derby, Leeds, Bristol City. I'll write these two at the end, actually, once the stream's over, because there's only 2 to go. Because I
you've
know
got your favourite manager in this
got to
game.
go anyway. So, yeah, let's have a look. Blackburn, Watford, Cardiff, West Brom, Hull, Derby, Leeds, Bristol City, Luton, Coventry, Borough hosting Norwich, which they won last time, Millwall hosting Swansea, Oxford, Sunderland. Deepdale is our final away day of the season. Ryan Lowe, if he's still managing by then, that is our final away day of the season.
And he'll want to win.
And if we learn from our mistakes last time, I can actually see us winning that one this time. But we will see. Time will tell.
That's
QPR.
We should win against Norwich. We should win against Norwich, by the way. But it's not straightforward.
Norwich don't have a good record against Borough either, I swear.
Shit record at that round.
QPR, Burnley, Sheffield Wednesday, Portsmouth.
These last away games,
United. And that wraps us up with May, with the final round of the season.
You ready for your final game?
Here we go then. Bristol City, Preston, Burnley, Millwall, Coventry, Middlesbrough, Derby, Stoke,
Not happy about
Norwich, Cardiff. We have Leeds at home on the last game of the season.
And
Well,
if
at
that's
least
the
on the
case
plus
of
side-
Leeds, and
at
if
least
Leeds
on the
need
plus
to win to
side-
get promoted and you need to win to stay up, then fucking God help you.
Well, you never know. We might do better than staying up. Yeah, we will see.
Portsmouth's last game's against Hull.
It is, yeah, what we had to deal with last time. Sheffield United, Blackburn, Sunderland, QPR, Swansea, Oxford, Watford, Sheffield Wednesday,
could be
and
Oxford's
West
final
Brom,
game of the
Luton.
week. Some hard games.
So
Coventry
that
away.
is the final day wrapped up. Leeds at home on the final day. And yeah,
Right.
well, that's...
By the
gonna be
way,
fun,
that's
isn't
they
it?
all say 3 o'clock. They're normally 12:30s.
Yeah.
So
that
Leeds
is the
managed to
stream.
get into 12:30. Fucking enjoy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Good.
I'm just going to move the...
I'm
there
gonna
we go.
have to go, mate, 'cause I have to go and catch the bus.
Okay, mate, no worries. Well, thanks for coming on, regardless.
No worries. Yes.
And yeah,
Looking
we'll
forward
catch you in
to
the
this
next stream,
season.
Daryl.
Aye, looking forward to this season.
Wait, Before you go, are you joining my stream tonight between Ukraine and Belgium?
Is that you 5 o'clock?
Yeah, me and Liam are streaming it at
could
my
do.
house. If you want to
Yeah.
join on, let me know.
I could join for some of it, yeah. Could join it. I've got the I'm doing the 8 o'clock game between Turkey and Czech.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So we could all just sort of join your stream, and if you want to join mine, then feel free. Because
Yeah, no, fair enough. I mean, I will be. Well, I need to drop Liam back at his first. So, and then when if I'm back, then I'll try and join on. But it just depends because I'm going to be packing tonight.
Yeah.
So I'm going away tomorrow.
Okay. Oh well. I'll see.
But
you
we'll
in a bit,
see.
then.
We'll see. But yeah, I'll
Alright.
catch you later, Dal. I'll probably catch you on the Ukraine Belgium stream.
Yep. Bye.
All right, see you later, mate. So there we are, guys. That is it. We'll leave the thumbnail play like that, actually, and we'll take my banner. We'll take my logo off so you can see the full thumbnail. But there we are. So it shows the West Brom logo. That is it. That is our fixtures of this season, officially this season, because obviously we've now got the fixtures confirmed. Leeds at home on the last day. That is not nice at all. But hopefully because we never have a good record against Leeds, but I'm hoping I'm proved wrong this time and we do better. But to be fair, I don't think we're going down anyway, so I'm hoping we will be safe by then. But we'll find out. We'll see how Rooney gets on. Waz is at the reel, regardless. I'll tell you all my early predictions, by the way, before I leave, because I have got early predictions written down. I am going to make a video out of it soon now that the fixtures are out, but this is what I have written down so far. And yes, there are a few surprises if anyone asks. So this is what I have so far. I'm going to write them in the chat as I go along. So, yeah, I did this in the Premier League stream as well. So, yeah, that's our fixtures wrapped up. I'm going to look into them as before the season as it goes along. My 24th is Blackburn at the moment. I just think that I just think it's inevitable that Schmodix is going. They would have gone down had they not had him. Also, I've seen during the end of this season that their fans have not been happy with their ownership and all that. And I just think it's going to be a rough season for them. I could be wrong, though. They could have a blinder instead and be mid-table again. But we will see. They are my bottom at the moment. I'm going to skim these, by the way. So we're going to go through them as we go along. But Blackburn are my bottom at the moment for this season. So we will find out. If anyone does want to put theirs in, let me know. My 23rd at the moment is Derby. I haven't rated Paul Warne in the Championship. Yes, he's been managing Rotherham. I know that. But Derby also haven't made a hugely amount of signings so far. I'd like to see them be active in the transfer market. I don't hugely rate their squad at the moment, but I could be wrong. They could, again, have a blinder of the season. And I also don't understand some of the bookies' hype for them for this season, honestly. But I could be wrong. And Paul Warne has never proved it in the Championship. So, yeah, they are in my bottom three at the moment. So we'll see what happens. And then my 22nd at the moment, this might surprise you all. My 22nd at the moment is Sunderland. And the reason being Sunderland is because their new manager's just come from Lorient. He's got Lorient relegated in the French league. The fans don't look confident at it at all. They don't sound confident in replacing Clark. I just think they remind me of us, where if things go wrong, we will want Juicenip gone. If things go wrong for them, they'll want their board gone, Speakman. So there is that. I could be wrong. I think it will be a tight season again, though. Like Connor said earlier, I think it will be a season full of surprises, and it will be a tight one, and it'll be very competitive. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But I have got Sunderland 22nd at the moment, so we'll see what happens. I hope I'm wrong, because I do really like Sunderland, so I hope they stay up. But we will see. In 21st, this is a team that I really do hope stay up. My 21st at the moment is Oxford. I've rated their transfer window so far, and also I know it's understandable why they're the bookies' favourites to go down. You can see why. Got promoted via the playoffs. Haven't been in the Championship since 1999. I can see that. They did the same with us, but that's the reason why I think they'll stay up at the skin of their teeth. And next season, in 25-26, they'll be even harder for them. I hope they do it. I'd love to see them do it, because it'll be great for English football as well. And it just shows that it's just so good to see them come back, isn't it? So, but we will see what happens. I've got Oxford 21st at the moment. So, yeah, I think, like us last season, I think Des Buckingham and his side will want to take their first season back in years on. Like, they want to go for it. So, yeah, I'm backing them to stay up, but I think it'll be a hard one for them, though, obviously. Obviously, League One was weak last season, so that's why I don't think the promoted sides are going to do as well as some people think they will, but we will see. Here's my first surprise for you all, though. My 20th at the moment is Sheffield United. I don't rate them. I'm sorry, I don't rate them at all. I mean, how can I see a team do well when you've just conceded over 100 goals in the Premier League and one of the worst sides in Premier League history? Yes, I know they've had the parachute payments going on lately with a few other clubs like your Burnleys, like your Southamptons, like your Leedses, like your Leicesters, but I don't rate them. I don't rate them at all. And I feel like this is the first season since 2018 where I feel there could be a potential back-to-back relegation, because we've seen it before in the Championship. We've seen it before in League One. We've seen it before in these EFL leagues. It can happen. And I don't rate Sheffield United one bit. I think it will be my shock of the season, them finishing that low. They could go down. They honestly could go down. I wouldn't be shocked if they do. But I could be wrong. They could bounce back from their disastrous Premier League season. I just don't rate them. I'm sorry, Sheffield United fans, if you're watching this, I just don't rate them. And I do think Wednesday will have a better season than them. But we'll see. We'll see. My 19th at the moment, this is my underperformance of the season so far. My 19th at the moment is Watford. And the reason why Watford's my 19th at the moment is because I don't know how I feel Cleverley's going to do in his first full season now. I know he's absolutely loved in that club and all that. He's a club legend for them. So we'll see what happens, but I think they're so bang average at the moment. I don't see Watford in the relegation scrap at all this season, but I can see it be one of these seasons where they're not in the scrap at all, but by the end of the season or whatnot, their form starts to dip and all that, and they start gradually going down the table to finish in that 19th place. But we'll see what happens. Again, I think it'll be a tight league, but we'll find out. My 18th at the moment, and the highest of the promoted sides, I think, at the moment, will be Pompey, in my opinion. I've got Pompey 18th at the moment. I think they'll stay up, no problem. Massinio's a brilliant manager. They've just signed Josh Murphy from Oxford, which I think is a great signing by them. It's a big loss for Oxford that they've just signed Kiosko to replace Josh Murphy. But, yeah, Pompey, I think they'll be fine. I think they'll be absolutely fine. I don't see them going down at all. But they do have a dreadful start for fixtures. So we'll see how they cope with that. But yeah, I've got them 18th. So we'll see how they do. But yeah, I don't see them going down at all. I think they'll have a fine season. And then 17th, I have my beloved Plymouth Argyle. Now, there's going to be a few people out there in the comment zone. Thinking I'm an optimistic fucker. But I'm not. I am and I'm not. We can so easily finish in that 17th position. I can see why the bookies have us as joint favourites to go down because of Rooney's terrible time at Birmingham lately. But people forget that if it wasn't for Derby's off-field stuff, he would have kept them up. People forget that. Yes, he had Liam Rosinia as his assistant, and I understand that. But it doesn't mean Wayne Rooney can't do that. This is his gamble and his chance to prove himself that he can redeem himself after his disastrous spell at Birmingham. We will see what happens. I totally understand the people that have us to go down with all these factors. But, look, there's no way I can see just one or two of our players fighting for that badge under Rooney. I've seen Rooney's press conferences. He sounds confident. It sounds confidence with the way he's been talking about us and all that. I'm hoping this all goes together. I will say this now, though. I don't see us finishing top half at all. But I will be happy with 17th. Absolutely. It's progression from 21st. We want a mid-table finish. Obviously, that is the target for this season. We want to get better. I disagree with the people saying that staying up again is our target. It isn't. If it gets to a stage where, yes, we have a terrible run of form and we're dragged into the relegation battle, then fair enough. But if you want to progress as a club, you've got to aim higher. Mid-table is our target this season, in my opinion. It really is. And if we can get that, it would be incredible. I don't see us getting top half at all. And if we do, I will be screaming all over the world, jumping up and down, celebrating and dancing. But I have a 17th. I will be fine with that. And that's another season in the Championship for 25-26. And hopefully we can push on higher. But we'll see. There will be some games I will expect to win, lose, and draw. I sound like that. I sound like the Pompey fan. I'm falling written all over it now. So, yeah, there we go. But, yeah, 17th, I think we'll be at the moment. But we'll see. My 16th at the moment is Preston. I think they'll get worse this season. The end of the form that they had last season summed it up on all that, really. But we'll see what happens. I don't see Ryan Lowe lasting this season. I think he will get sacked. But it's typical Preston with the team they have and all that. I think it'll be another mediocre mid-table finish, and that's why I've got them 16th. Another team that I think will be worse this season. This might surprise you guys. But another team that I think will be worse this season is Hull. And Hull is who I have 15th at the moment. And the reason why I have Hull in 15th is because I feel like last season was their best chance to go up. And they kind of blew it at the end. They lost to us on the last day. Losing out on playoffs to Norwich on the last day, of course. Finishing 7th. I don't know whether they'll get these loans back, but we will see. They will be just enough, though, in my opinion, to be mid-table. So Hull are my 15th for the moment. I will make a video on this some point soon, though. So I will do more explaining in that. This is just me thinking what I have at the moment, but we will see. Obviously, it is way too early to predict, but But it's nice to have some fun and see what you think for now anyway. So yeah. And then my 14th at the moment is Stoke. I think they'll get better this season, but another mid-table finish. Shuey will be okay with that. I don't see them going down at all. I just think it'll be another bang average season for them and roll on 25-26 for the Potters. And then 13th at the moment, I have Bristol City. Similar to Preston, another mid-table mediocre finish. It is the most Bristol City thing to see. I don't see them fighting for playoffs. I don't see them going down at all. It's typical Bristol City, isn't it? I have got them 13th at the moment, but we will see. We will see and we will find out. 12th, now going into the top half of the table. Now, this might surprise people, and Daryl is probably lucky that he's not on the stream right now for this, but my 12th at the moment is Borough. And the reason why I have Borough coming 12th at the moment is because I think there are teams out there that I've got higher that I think that will be better. Loads better. Well, not loads better, but better in general. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm going to do in my own time, I'm going to go on World Football Net's table calculator and see what I come up with at the moment and what I think the predictions are going to be as it stands. But Borough 12th at the moment for me. I just think it'll be another season for them in the Championship, and I think that's why I've got them mid-table at the moment. And they're very inconsistent as well. And if they can continue that inconsistency, I don't see them going up. But if they keep on the form that they had at the end of last season, they could well and truly be at least playoffs, if not higher. But we'll see. My 11th at the moment, someone that I do think will be better next season, is QPR. I've got QPR 11th at the moment. Cifuentes is a class manager. I see that team doing better this season. So, yeah, I think they will get top half, and I think that will be them rolling on to 25-26. And speaking of roll, that's where I've got Wednesday. I have got Wednesday in 10th at the moment. Another team that I think that will be better next season. So, this season, sorry. So, yeah, I don't think they'll do as amazing as some people suggest, but I do think they'll comfortably be top half with the manager they got. The only way I see Wednesday going down now is if, one, they suffer from second season syndrome, similar situation to us in this case. Obviously not Ipswich, because Ipswich are in the Premier League. The other thing being for Wednesday, Chansiri. Chansiri being this quite simple reason on bringing Wednesday down. But I don't see it. I rate roll loads. I think they'll be fine. I've got them 10th. And then my 9th, another team that I think they'll be better next season, I have Swansea. I have Swansea to come 9th at the moment. I think Luke Williams has been a brilliant manager for them so far. They're looking stronger. I think they'll get better, but time will tell. We will see. I've got Swansea 9th at the moment. I think they will get better. I think both Welsh clubs will get better, but we'll see. And then my 8th at the moment, great broadcast, a brilliant way to get ready for work. Thank you, Julie. I appreciate that. I do appreciate that loads. We're not over yet, though. We're not far from the end, though. My 8th at the moment is Norwich. I think they'll be slightly worse than last season, but we'll find out. I do think they will miss playoffs this time, but it depends on how their new manager takes on the league, so we will see. And then 7th at the moment. This might surprise you guys, but I think just because they've lost Vincent Kompany, I think they're going to just miss out by the skin of their teeth, and hopefully they won't yo-yo this time, and I'm getting bored of it. My 7th at the moment is Burnley. And the reason why I have Burnley 7th is because they've lost Vincent Kompany to Bayern Munich. I think had they kept Kompany, I would have had them at least playoffs for sure, if not top 2. But they've lost him to Bayern Munich. They've now got Craig Bellamy as their interim manager. But remember, guys, I know they are basically flirting up and down the leagues at the moment, but they still had a shocking season in the Premier League. And I don't think it's going to be that easy for them like it was last time. I hope I'm right on this, because I don't want Burnley to go straight back up. It'll be so boring for the Championship. And that's the same likewise with Sheffield United. Luton is the only one I won't mind going back up because obviously last season was their first time in the Premier League, but we will see. My 6th place at the moment, this might surprise you guys. My 6th place at the moment is Millwall. The reason why I think it's Millwall is because, firstly, Neil Harris has been absolutely brilliant for them so far in his time, and he's obviously club legend for them as well, of course. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to see how they do, first of all. Second of all, the reason why I have Millwall playoffs is because well, I think they'll bounce back from the dip they had last time out, although they did finish 13th at the end, so they finished strongly. But the other reason why I think it will happen is because, obviously, we know the sad news. We know the sad, devastating news, tragic news of their number 1 goalkeeper, Mateusz Sarkic, passing away. And obviously, rest in peace. My condolences shared to Sarkic and obviously all his family and friends, because that was obviously really sad, horrible news, that was. And I can see a bit like what Denmark did in the Euros in 2020 when Eriksen had that heart attack. I can see those Millwall players now going on a brilliant run and going on a fantastic season to avenge their goalkeeper. I really can. And I hope they have a brilliant season as well, literally because of the Sarkic news. My condolences, honestly. It's awful news, isn't it? And yeah, I think all those players now and Neil Harris, I think, will fight for their badge, for their lives, because of the news that resulted around Sarkic. So, yeah, I've got Millwall 6th at the moment. My 5th at the moment is Cardiff. I know they ended the season badly with that hammering at Rotherham, but the reason why I have Cardiff 5th at the moment is because I think Erol Bulut is one of the best managers in the Championship at the moment. He proved that this season. I can see them doing better, especially if they keep the team that they currently have. I think they will be better. If Vincent Tan can back Erol Bulut this season all the way, I do see them going strong. Will they win the playoffs? We will see. But I have got Cardiff 5th at the moment, so we will find out. And then my 4th at the moment. My 4th at the moment is West Brom. My 4th at the moment is West Brom in my early predictions. They've kept Corberan. They've kept Carlos Corberan. I wouldn't be shocked if they get top 2, to be honest. They've kept Corberan because Leicester have signed a Steve Cooper as their next manager. They've kept Carlos Corberan. Hopefully he doesn't go anywhere. And I'd like to see how they do with West Brom this season. I've got Corberan to come forth for them to get playoffs again. And yeah, I can see them. Can I see them go to the final this time? We will see. But basically, I'll say this now. The top 4 I think will be the Autos battle as it stands. But we'll see. I've got West Brom 4th at the moment. Then my 3rd at the moment, someone else who I think will have a brilliant season this season. My 3rd at the moment is Coventry. And the reason why I've got Coventry 3rd, because Mark Robbins, I think, will want to go one step extra from where they finished last time out in 9th place, missing out on the playoffs. Second of all, again, the way they took Manchester United in that FA Cup game was amazing, and also knocking out Wolves. I could see them keeping most of their players. I think they're going to be in for a strong season, Coventry. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. And that leads on to my top 2. My 2nd at the moment is Luton. I think Luton will bounce straight back up, in my opinion. They've kept Rob Edwards for another season. They've kept the majority of those players for another season. I know they missed out on relegation. I know they went down because they weren't good enough at the end in the Premier League, but they didn't finish that far behind Nottingham Forest. So I think they'll go for it again. And yeah, I've got them top 2 at the moment, Luton, which means I have Leeds to win the league at the moment. I think they'll want revenge from the season that we've just had. So yeah, I have got Leeds as champions at the moment. And yeah, it wouldn't be surprising because it's Daniel Farkas. Here's my predictions at the moment. Blackburn bottom. Derby 23rd, Sunderland 22nd, Oxford 21st, Sheffield United 20th, Watford 19th, 18th Portsmouth, 17th us, 16th Preston, 15th Hull, 14th Stoke, 13th Bristol City, 12th Middlesbrough, 11th QPR, 10th Sheffield Wednesday, 9th Swansea, 8th Norwich, 7th Burnley, 6th Millwall, 5th Cardiff, 4th West Brom, 3rd Coventry, 2nd Luton, and Leeds to win it. And I've got Coventry as playoff winners at the moment as well. So there we are. I don't know who I think they'll get in the final, though. It'll be one of West Brom or Cardiff, but we'll see. But yeah, in my own time now, I will look at the League One and League Two fixtures, see who everyone's got. But either way, I want to say a massive thank you to everyone who's tuned in for this stream. 47 viewers at the end. I kindly appreciate it from all of you. Loads, honestly. Like I said, the reason why the crests of Bristol City, Portsmouth and Stoke are the highest, because I think they will be our 3 biggest games of this season in general. And then, obviously, we got the rest to face as well. But I am so excited for this season. Another championship season. I'm so buzzing for it. I can't wait. I can't wait. And waking up so early was all worth it at the end. So there we are. That is the end of the video, guys. That is the end of the video here. Please subscribe if you haven't already. And we will see you in the next stream. I will be streaming tonight for the Euros game between Ukraine versus Belgium. And yeah, we will see you all very soon. Thank you all once again for tuning into this stream. We now know who everyone has round by round. And we will see you all very soon. Up the Janners, up the Argyle, up the Greens, up the Pilgrims, up the Plymouth. Come on, you boys in green. Green Army! And yeah, I'm looking forward to this season, guys. I cannot wait. I can't wait at all. It's going to be wicked. And hopefully we're in for a brilliant season as well. So yeah, thank you again, guys, for watching and tuning in. And we'll see you soon. Take care and have a good one. And cheerio.
When they pull on the green, they're all Janners. Janners!